The heart of your teams, the heart of Michigan. Bally Sports Detroit, the heart of the fan.
Gentlemen, you're gonna live for this for the rest of your life. Enjoy every moment of this.
Football Fridays has made the jump to semifinal Saturday.
1, 2, 3. Do your job.
32 schools across 8 divisions hit the turf this afternoon with hopes of punching their ticket to Ford Field. Today on Bally Sports, we are live at Troy Athens High School for one of the Division I semifinals. The KLAA's Belleville Tigers in search of the first ever finals trip, taking on the Titans of Sterling Heights Stevenson out of the rough and tumble MAC Red. It's the MHSAA state semifinals, and it starts now on Bally Sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Troy, Sterling Heights, and Belleville getting set to do battle here in the Division I state semifinals. I'm Johnny Kane. This is Rob Rubik. Look, we're excited to bring you this football game. Big picture, next week one of these teams is going to be playing at Ford Field. The other team is going to be home watching. What are we looking for here today?
Remember the tortoise and the hare, Johnny? The classic tale? Well, you're going to see the tortoise in Sterling Heights Stevenson. They're going to take the ball. They're going to pound it. They're going to try to control it, make it a slow game. And then you have the hare in Belleville. They're going to sling it around, try to get some chunk plays, make quick scores. And I think Belleville hopes the tale has a different ending.
Well, I hear you. Hey, look at the last 3 years. Belleville has been here. In fact, this is their 4th consecutive trip to the state semifinals. So they've been here. They're familiar with it.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for head coach Jermaine Crow. It's so close. Chip Valley, they compete, but the next year they get better. They take on Brighton, have an opportunity to the last play of the game. They can't come down with the catch to secure the win to get to the finals. And then last year, one of the classic games in the semis you've ever seen against West Bloomfield. It goes in a double overtime. This is a look at the touchdown they score, and then Jermaine Crow makes an executive decision. I'm going for 2. I want the win. Dureed can't quite complete the pass. West Bloom goes on and ends up being the eventual state championship.
Well, you mentioned they want to write a different ending to the tale here today. Who are the young men they're going to be leaning on?
Take your pick. They got a lot of them. I mean, they got all over on both sides of the football. I really like Caldwell, a very versatile player. You're going to see him on both sides of the ball today. Aaron Alexander is a thumper at the linebacker position. They can lean on a lot of different people to get it done, so no shortness of talent for the Belleville Tigers.
Yeah, they got a full cupboard there at Belleville High School. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Brooke Fletcher, who moments ago caught up with Belleville head coach Jermaine Crowell. Brooke?
Yeah, Johnny, like you and Rubes have been talking about, Belleville is coming into this matchup with experience on their side when it comes to playoff appearances. 7th consecutive trip to the playoffs, 4th to the semis, and today they're fighting for their first trip to Ford Field in school history. So before the game, I caught up with Coach Crowell to talk about how his team is feeling and what his message has been to them as they prepare for this game.
You know, every time you get here, it's a different kind of feeling, but this time, you know, we done been here before, so we're excited. We're going to try to enjoy it this time.
What's been the message to your team throughout the week as you guys prepare for this game?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, for what it is for a lot of other people, it might not be for us. For us, it's about us all coming together, one town, one vision, one purpose, you know, just getting behind a little bit of a chant to try to bring us together. And it's really about just us, like Belleville. Like, it's a good place to be. And, you know, this is a stage for us to showcase us to the whole world.
Yeah, we talk about Belleville's experience in the playoffs, but Stevenson has experience themselves. Just 2 seasons ago, they were on this very field fighting for a spot at Ford Field. Now, they did come up short, where some coaches might be a little superstitious returning to the field that they lost on, but not Coach Newcomb and his team. He looks at this as an opportunity to prove that his team deserves to be at Ford Field next week competing for a state championship. Quarterback Biagio Madonna, he was a sophomore on that team in 2019, and he is now a senior, and he considers this game unfinished business. So you can best believe this is going to be a competitive game, and they're going to leave it all out on the field, Johnny.
Well, thanks so much, Brooke. You're talking about Sterling Heights Stevenson. They're hoping that Belleville remembers them. This Titans team, obviously, they have a lot to prove, and they're going to hope that, you know, to kind of impose their will. Early and often, they want to introduce them that 1-2 punch of Jordan Ramsey and Jordan Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, the two Jordans can get it done in the backfield and backfield on defense as well. Kwiatkowski's a thumper. He's going to be leading a lot in the run game, but he also carries it in the Wildcat system and does a really good job. Ramsey's your big play threat. He can get down the field. He has great top-end speed, huge thighs. Kids bounce off him all the time, and they're going to really present a problem for this Belleville defense. But they're also good on the other side of the ball. They're two-way players, as a lot of the Titans are here today. Kwiatkowski, a linebacker heading to Central Michigan. Ramsey, the running back, heading to Central Michigan. Plays safety behind Kwiatkowski, so they're good at two levels, Johnny. They got a lot of protection on the back end.
Well, I'm fired up about this one. I know you are too, as is Brooke Fletcher. It's what it's all about. Third weekend in November. The field is pristine. The stage is set. The emotions palpable here. Two of the best teams in the state of Michigan preparing to take the field here on semifinal Saturday. Who will emerge in Division I? We're about to find out. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to semifinal Saturday here on Bally Sports. We're thrilled to have you with us, Johnny Kane, Rob Rubick, and Brooke Fletcher, as the Belleville Band makes its way off the playing surface here at Troy Athens High School. You can see the current temperatures. This is what they say, Rubes, is good football weather.
Yeah, that's people say that aren't on the field, by the way.
No, it is good. It is crispy out there, and really good attendance from both schools that have made the trip here to Troy. So I'll tell you what, this is a big moment. Obviously, a big opportunity for that man, head coach Justin Newcomb, now in his fourth season, leading the Titans. They'll be wearing their white uniforms, accented by navy blue and red. You can see what he's been able to do. And on the other side, Jermaine Crowell with the Belleville Tigers, again trying to get to that elusive state title game at Ford Field for the first time. Look at the winning percentage, though, now in his seventh season here at Belleville. And as we know, Belleville will be wearing their all-black uniforms today with orange lettering. So it'll be the Tigers and the Titans here on state semifinal Saturday. So you say it's going to be a tortoise and a hare type matchup here, Rubes, eh?
Oh, yeah, dude. Stevenson might throw, if they have to throw, they may throw it 5 to 10 times a game, but they very well, if things are going their way offensively, they may throw it 2 or 3 times the entire game. They're going to try to pound the ball. They're going to run their form of a wing T, old style wing T offense. They do with a double wing look. But yeah, it's going to be contrasting styles.
So Belleville do win the toss. They will defer. It'll be Stevenson who will possess the football first. But, you know, if you're playing here on the third weekend in November, it means you've had a great season. Not many teams are still practicing across the great state of Michigan this week, so a testament to the best of the best here vying for the opportunity to make it to Ford Field next weekend. And we are underway, and it'll be Stevenson who possesses the football just shy of the 29-yard line. And this young man is a guy we're both looking forward to watching, Biagio Madonna, who wears number 6. He's a quarterback, senior quarterback, does have some postseason experience from his sophomore campaign. This is a guy you can see he looks good, doesn't he? I mean, he's built like a linebacker.
Absolutely. He's a little bit thick now, so he can take a pounding, and he likes to deliver the pounding as well.
There you go. You see 6 foot, 225 pounds. Thrown for more than 1,000 yards this season, but you talk about it as well. What they're going to try to do is pound the rock time and time again. Madonna, a former linebacker turned quarterback. And the two men we talked about in the open, Jordan Kwiatkowski and Jordan Ramsey in the backfield. And this time they hand it up on the inside to Kwiatkowski. Not much running room against this stout Tiger defense of Belleville. Now we'll look at the starters for Stevenson here as they huddle up. Chando, the guys are big guys out there, especially at the tackle positions here, Rubes and Kelvy Sela and David Chando, and then the skill positions, again, the two Jordans. And Adam Leduc also can get it done from that fullback position as well. That's a kid they lean on. Dean Oshlewski, also a playmaker for Stevenson as they face, actually lost yardage on first down. Excuse me, they picked up 2 yards on first down is what they're going to give them. They do an inside handoff. And this time, it'll be the quarterback, Biagio Madonna, who picks up a couple yards. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5, Rubes.
Yeah, not bad start for Stevenson. Obviously, they'd like to be in a 3rd down, a little bit shorter situation, but it still allows them to run the ball if they want to. Like I said, they're not as adept. This type of offense doesn't do a lot of practice in the passing game, so it can be a difficult task. And you look at Belleville up front, these are the players that are making a difference. Green, Dyson, and Warren, at all the levels. They're just tough. They're physical. You saw in that last play. 3rd and 5. Let's look for them trying maybe leak it back out of the backfield.
Ball at the 33-yard line. They give it on the sweep. It's Ramsey looking for a little running room. Got to the edge. Ramsey inside the 30. Is he going to get caught? No, sir. Touchdown, Stevenson. On 3rd and 5, they give it on a jet sweep to Jordan Ramsey, the talented senior, who, as we talked about, is headed to Central Michigan. He gets to the edge, put on the afterburners, and the rest, as they say, is history. Stevenson on the board, up 6-0. Point after. Splits Kyler Castle.
All right, you want to try to gouge someone in the run game. You hit him twice inside, and then use the speedster, the big back. Ramsey can come from your left to the right. And watch LeDuc, number 17, at the point, gets a great hook. Kwiatkowski gets a great mash point there, and then just speed down the sidelines. And this is a very, very fast secondary of Belleville, and they cannot walk down the young man heading to Central Michigan. And that's when you block and you execute and you attack the edge and you seal the edge, man, the great things can happen. And Ramsey shows right there. He's not just a pretty face. He's not just a big banger with those legs. He's got some speed to take it to the house.
You saw James Robinson in pursuit, one of the best players on that Belleville defense. But, well, Ramsey, you talk about it. These guys are built pretty stout and really showed you a lot of that speed. This is an ideal start to the football game for the Titans of Stevenson. We'll see what Belleville does as they'll get a chance to possess the football. Heck, we're not even 2 minutes into this one. 67-yard touchdown for the young Ramsey. Gorian Zokovsky will do the kicking duties for Stevenson. And back deep for Belleville, going to have a chance at a return. Looking for a little space, trying to get to the outside. Nice looking return from Kevin Symes. He is a playmaker in the return game. So this will be our first opportunity to see the Belleville Tigers offense, and they have a really good young signal caller, and his name is Bryce Underwood, a freshman, 6'2", 180, and we watched him out there during pregame moves. This is a kid who's very fluid in his movement, and he looks like much older than a freshman.
Truly a natural. You watch him warm up pregame, very much in command, and a good body. I mean, 14 years old. He looks like he's 17, 18 years old because he's so physically developed already. He's got a bright future.
And he drops back to pass, and he's looking downfield on first down. Flag comes in. And that's going to be pass interference going against Stevenson. He was looking for Trevor Jones. I think they're going to get Jaden Cardez in the secondary for Stevenson.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. That's 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Result of yardage will be a first down.
But sometimes you're chasing, you get tied up, and that's what happens there. He just gets tied up into the feet a little bit, and that's what speed will do to you. Good job by Trevor Jones, really stretching the field. They went 4 verts, 4 down the seam, took a shot early. We talked about the tortoise and the hare, Johnny. There's the hare trying to get home quick.
Then they got that, obviously, capability of doing so. You mentioned it, man. They're going to try to stretch you vertically, and again, they're going to go with a 4-receiver set. This is what they do if you've seen Belleville play at all this year.
You know, with a light box like this, you're going to have to try to run. I mean, you look at what Stevenson's doing, Johnny. They have 4 down linemen, only really 1 linebacker within the frame of the offensive tackles.
This dead ball, illegal procedure. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So a couple of penalties here early on. Let's take a look at the starters for Belleville. Again, talent all across the board. They've got some good ones. Got some good guards, good tackles as well. They hand the football off, nowhere to go. Biagio Madonna, one of the big men in there on the stop. Kwiatkowski, the first man to get there.
We talk about having an impact on the game defensively. We saw Kwiatkowski just really help our graphics. He came in there right from the linebacker. And surprising, they have a 4-front defensively with only one linebacker. The 2 outside linebackers are walked out to help in coverage. That gives you a very light box, and Belleville's got to see that. Coach Crowe says, man, we need to be able to run against 5 in the box, but Kwiatkowski that time did a great job filling.
2nd and 10. No gain on first down. Underwood reaching back over the middle. Nearly picked off. Cardez in there in coverage. Looks like he might have got a fingertip on it off the deflection.
When you can leave 5 in the box defensively, you can cover with 6. You get a lot of guys dropping into areas. And I think it's Kwiatkowski, 21. He almost gets to it, then it gets tipped. And that's just something the young quarterback's not going to see much. He sees Kwiatkowski in the middle as a middle linebacker, and all of a sudden he's looking outside to the seam route, and he's there as well, and he didn't expect him there. 3rd and long, they got to go deep here.
Pressure. Underwood flushed from the pocket, looking to get it with his feet. He's going to come up short, slides safely right at midfield, but that's going to bring up 4th down and decision time for this Belleville offense.
A little interesting that he decided to slide there. Obviously, he's been coaching that. Coach Crowell told him. But I think if he would have stayed up, he could have got within a yard or 2. Instead, it puts him to 4th down and 5. Now, a scramble like that, if you're Belleville, Kwiatkowski's going to have to come mirror him.
Handoff up the middle. First down. So early decision from Belleville pays off. They decide to go for it. They hand it off to the talented sophomore tailback, Colby Reed, and that'll move the chains.
We talk about that 5-man box. They feel they should be able to run against, and that time a lot of success. Getting a helmet on a helmet inside. Big first down.
Belleville again working quickly. Underwood reaching back, looking up the sideline. Incomplete.
Really nice job by Harhor, 15 you see on your screen for Sterling Heights Stevenson using the boundary. Defensive back, he opens up when he feels the deep threat coming, John. He opens up, just kind of forces him to the boundary. Incomplete pass, and now 2nd down and 10. Belleville, they're not going to go away from that run game. I'm telling you. With that 5-man box, you, Coach Crowe, you just can't say we got to throw it down the field because they have 6 in coverage. Attack it in the run game. We saw them get the big 4th and 5.
Jalen Johnson, the intended target there on first down. This time they're going to hand the football off and no running room. Stevenson defense right in there. Donovan Patrick, a defensive tackle up there to make the stop. Jason Stewart from the nose position also getting dirty. That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 for the Tigers at the Fight 38.
Again, you can notice now, not only do they try to stretch it out, but they also try to work with tempo. They don't huddle up very much at Belleville. Here on 3rd, and they're going to mark it 3rd and 9. Underwood with time over the middle, has his target, and a good route and a well-thrown ball, and that'll be a first down. Rashad Wilson on the receiving end over the middle.
Well, they throw a low crossing route. They go twins each way. Wilson split wide to the right. They run it out with the slot. They bring the wide receiver on a slant inside, kind of clears it out, and what a well-thrown ball. But good protection as well by the offensive line.
Again, as you alluded to, only bringing pressure with 4 for Stevenson. They want to drop some guys back in coverage, want to play the numbers game, but Underwood trying to look for the gaps in there. That time overthrows his intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, he's trying to get Jeremiah Caldwell, number 2, 6 foot 375-pound wideout and cornerback. That's a big target, and that time the ball just sailed on him a little bit. Now you're in 2nd and 10. But this drive is gone, Johnny. Coach Crowell has options because they have run the ball for some nice chunks. Now, they've got stopped a few times, but it doesn't take the run game out of play. So you got to defend everything. And it puts a lot of pressure on that guy in the middle, 21, Jordan Kwiatkowski. because he has to play everything, the run and the pass from that linebacker spot.
The jet sweep, ball's on the turf. And they're going to wave it. They're going to wave it dead. Looked like they tried to get it on a jet sweep. I thought that might be a live football.
So well, here's what teams have gone to over the years, Johnny. On these jets, they do is they go underneath and they pitch it to them for this exact reason. If they drop the ball, it's an incomplete pass. It's not a fumble. When they used to hand it behind and they had that problem, now everyone's all over it.
Well explained. Very well explained. So fortuitous there for Belleville, now facing a 3rd and 10, but they maintain possession. There's the baby face, Bryce Underwood. So he's a mature kid for a freshman. Sometimes you look at that with that baby face.
Here's what's difficult for Stevenson right now, because who do you go in on? They have 4 or 5 receivers that all can get deep, or all quality receivers. So it's not like you can double.
That trips on the near side. He's going to look that way. Underwood looking into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Deshaun Lee, the best playmaker for the Tigers, can get it done on both sides of the field. And again, a very well thrown ball from Bryce Underwood. And they're a point after from tying this at 7, Rubes.
Yeah, and Keon Singletary, the safety, is in like a 2 deep, a high 2. He just doesn't get over the top quick enough. He gets by Cardez, but Cardez, I think, thinks he has help coming over the top. Singletary just a hair late.
Point after from the lefty, splits. No, in fact, he pushes it. Braden Lane. So the point after, no good. So it'll be a 7-6 lead in favor of Stevenson. Both teams, both possessing the football, both coming away with touchdowns here in the Division I state semifinal. Look at the beautiful pitch, the beautiful catch, absorbs contact. We got a good football game here at Troy, folks. Fabulous start here in the Division I state semifinals. Let's get over to Rob Rubick for Rubik's Cube. What do you got, partner?
Well, if you're Stevenson, Sterling Heights Stevenson, you got to control the football. You have to limit the opportunities this high-powered offense of Belleville has during the course of the game. And defensively, baby steps. And we didn't see that. When I say baby steps, make Belleville work their way down the field in a lot of plays. They did it for a while, but then they got hit with a chunk play at the end, and that's what they need to avoid if they're going to be successful here today.
So a good start, Bryce Underwood. A couple of completed passes for 38 yards and a touchdown. Deshaun Lee on the receiving end. 23-yard touchdown reception. They did miss the point after. Stevenson leads by 1, and the ball blows off the tee. We showed you some of the weather conditions earlier. A little crispy here, 3rd weekend in November. A lot of good football being played out here in the Midwest. As Braden Lane trots out to kick it away. The lefty boots a short one. Chance for a return for Stevenson. Right up the alleyway. How about Jordan Kwiatkowski in the return game with a beautiful return? They're going to be on the plus side to start their second offensive possession inside the 40-yard line. Kwiatkowski, running back, linebacker, return man.
We have a flag, and what I saw is the official on that side, he ran into someone trying to go down the sideline, Johnny, on the sidelines. So you're probably going to have sideline interference against Sterling Heights Stevenson. And this is Kwiatkowski getting the short one. And now watch a big man's got a little jet now. He's just not a big thumper. He's got a little turbo in him, too. He's able to split that seam and get good field position, but they're going to lose some of it with this penalty.
Wow.
That's 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It will be first down.
So it might have been unsportsmanlike. It's got to be
sideline interference. I'm telling you what it was, because I saw the ref. He got knocked down, and he knocked a guy down on the sidelines. He got up and threw the flag about 30 feet in the air.
Well, that hurts.
Now, we didn't hear the mic. Official's mic wasn't mic'd up quite quick enough, but hey, it hurts, but they still have excellent field position on your 45-yard line.
Sure. Biagio, tough run and first down. Talented young quarterback Biagio Madonna. You know, this coach said he's one of the most competitive athletes I've ever coached. He absolutely loves to win. I mentioned he came into the program as a linebacker during his sophomore year, and a couple of games in, they decided to move him to quarterback. And Coach Justin Newcomb, they said, part of the reason they evolved their offense is they wanted to get a lot of touches to their playmakers. We talk about Ramsey, Kwiatkowski, and then the third member of that would be Madonna. They all seem to be built pretty well, built like Rob Rubick in his younger days. First down, ball at the 44-yard line. Ramsey in motion, they give it to Kwiatkowski. Tries cutting it back. Tough yards, picks up a couple.
Well, Stevenson's first drive, they strike early. They're going to get Jordan Ramsey to the edge. But the reason this play works, Johnny, is just outstanding job at the point of attack. You get 2 hook blocks by LeDuc and Kwiatkowski, and this frees up Jordan Ramsey to take it to the distance. Now, we talk about this being a tortoise and a hare. They want small chunks and control the ball, but they're not averse against getting a 67-yard touchdown either. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
You don't look to give tortoise in the mouth.
I used that expression once incorrectly, as it turned out. Kwiatkowski, nowhere to go. Belleville defense up there in a hurry.
Now, this similar situation, they tried it inside twice. They went to the edge with Ramsey on their big play on the touchdown. It was a 3rd and medium, now a 3rd and 8. Let's see if they go right back to that, or maybe look for some play action off that. They don't throw a lot, but they do have the ability with Biagio Madonna.
Jeremiah Beasley, one of the Tigers there, in on defense to make the stop. 3rd and 9. From the shotgun this time. Madonna, they're going to blow this play dead. Timeout, Belleville.
Belleville, they're first of the half.
There's a pass, too.
Well, what do you think so far? Pretty good football game. There's Coach Crowell trying to do something that hasn't yet been done at Belleville High School. And Coach Newcomb trying to follow suit for Stevenson. All right, coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 9, decision time.
Oh, they
Looks
had a
like
pass.
a passing situation.
Yeah, it was a pass play they had set up.
Madonna back to pass, has time, now being flushed from the pocket. Not just flushed, he's going to be brought down. That's a sack. Aaron Alexander. Wow, that's a tough man to bring down, but he came in, put both paws on him, and took him down to the turf, going to bring up a punt.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what you do when you get someone into a situation they don't like doing, and that's throwing the ball. You get him into a 3rd and 8, and you see Alexander coming off the edge. That young man's heading to Michigan, by the way, so he's pretty good, too. And Madonna almost able to shed him, but it's when you don't do it a lot, you get someone out of their comfort zone, you try to do that defensively, and that's what Belleville did, and they got the sack.
Caden Bollinger back to punt for Stevenson. There's going to be a slight delay.
There's going to be a little 5-yard mark off against Belleville, I believe they had 10, 12 people on the field.
12 on the defense. We're going to go 5 that way. Dead ball. Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 men on the field. A 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
So the punter for Stevenson, Bollinger, going to be standing at the 32-yard line.
You better be careful here. There's a lot of space. And this is where you really want a directional kick away from the return man.
And there he was able to do it. Got a pretty favorable bounce. And Stevenson's going to down it at the 23-yard line. That's where Belleville will take over. Rubik's Cube, hit me with it.
Well, I think offensively, when you're Belleville, I say outer space. In other words, get it outside. Get it out in space to the speed. Get it away from the interior. Use your speed for an advantage. And then defensively for Belleville, behind the sticks. And we saw that in the last series. 3rd and 8. You kept Sterling Heights Stevenson behind the sticks. You had success. You got a sack. So if they can do that, they have a great opportunity to get the win.
Underwood back out there, number 19, the talented freshman quarterback. And Underwood looking to pass, comes over the middle, had an intended target. He was wide open, but unable to come away with it. It was number 17, Jalen Johnson. Hit him on the hand, but unable to bring it in. That'll bring up second down. Approaching 4 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Again, 4 receivers. Underwood reaching back, looking to the near sideline. Almost a one-handed grab, but unable to bring it in with Jeremiah Caldwell this time. I'll tell you, he can sling it, can he? It's Underwood.
Yeah, he can, and it's amazing because Cardez is in really good position, and all of a sudden Caldwell hits that extra gear, and he just kind of goes by him and has an opportunity. What a well-thrown ball. Now 3rd and 10. Everyone's thinking on defense, this is a pass. So if you're Kwiatkowski in the middle, you better make sure you count for the back as well as the quarterback here, so some type of draw or quarterback scramble.
Look here, they got a bunch set, 3 receivers on the near side. Underwood's going to look to the far side, hit him right on the money, but unable to catch it. Deshaun Lee, who had the touchdown grab earlier in the football game, on 3rd and 10, hit him right in the breadbasket, but unable to bring it in.
Is it me, or is this young man really good, this quarterback?
Underwood? Yeah.
He's thrown one ball high today, but every other ball has been right there. Even the ones where it looks like guys are covered. We saw with Caldwell on the last one, he drops it right there. Man, this kid has a future. I don't know if he has an agent yet, but I might give him a call. No, just he might. Oh, my Lord. Even though I'm not an agent, but he's going to be just special.
I'll tell you what, the future is bright for Belleville High School. Back to punt. Braden Lane, high snap there. Lane, the lefty, able to get it away. And I think Stevenson will be content to let it come to rest at the 44-yard line, and Stevenson will get another opportunity to take over. And Rubes, the interesting thing about Sterling Heights Stevenson, over the last couple of years, they had been, they can spread you out a little bit, throw the football, and they've adapted their offense, we talked about, to be more of that pounding offense. And is it something they stay with, forever? I don't know, but with the seniors they have right now, it makes a ton of sense.
Well, Coach Newcomb made a decision that if he's going to compete in Division I, have a chance to get an opportunity to get the championship, he can't just compete with the spread out teams. He doesn't have that type of speed. He has to ground and pound. So that's why he brought this old version of the wing T back in. He just realized he has to control the ball and limit the opportunities the defense has. And the guy that was forefront in this most was Biagio Madonna, the quarterback, because he had to agree with it, because he was a thrower at one time.
Throwing 30 passes a game last year. Now lucky to throw 5. This time they're going to hand it off to Jordan Ramsey. Ramsey lowers his shoulder, still on his feet, picks up about 5 yards on first down. That's a productive play on first. And going back to your point, you're not saying it's necessarily Belleville that forced Stevenson to adapt its offense, but in a lot of ways, you say, if we're going to be that team to represent Division I, we got to get past to Belleville. So we got the players we have. This offense is more tailored to what we have. Kids are big and strong. Saw Ramsey right there, number 5 in white. Madonna looks to the sideline. Now Kwiatkowski stands behind Biagio Madonna. They're going to hand it off to Ramsey, and pressure from the Belleville defense, able to trip him up. Number 6, Dennis Crawford, into the backfield.
Well, if you look to the right side here, watch number 6 coming in. That's Dennis Crawford, gets penetration. And really nice job at Ramsey. That could have been a loss. That could have been a loss for a yard or two, but because of his power and his strong legs, he's able to pick up a few yards. Now puts a 3rd down and what I call a long 4 here. Not necessarily a passing down for this team because they do like to run it. Let's see if they try to edge it.
A ball at midfield. Madonna going to keep it himself. Madonna lowering the shoulder. First down, Titans. I thought it was a great story when Coach Newcomb was talking about Biagio Madonna. It's the kid who played middle linebacker, and he said, one of his first starts at quarterback came against Chip Valley, and as a sophomore, he's running out of the pocket, lowered his shoulder to take on the defender. Newcomb brought him to the sideline and said, son, I'm going to need you to slide. Biagio says, Coach, I can't slide. He says, okay, we're going We're going to have to make some type of concession here. Do me a favor. Next time, run him over with your non-throwing shoulder.
That's good stuff. That's a true story because we heard it from both parties.
So there you saw Madonna able to lower the shoulder to pick up the first down. This time they give it to Ramsey. Ramsey picks up 8 yards.
When you've threatened them with the edge plays, they had success early on. Now it's like a stretch play where Ramsey gets it, and he can go all the way to the sidelines, but it's like outside zone. If he sees any seam, he cuts it up. The last couple times, he's cut it up and had some pretty good yardage. We talk about getting it behind the sticks for Belleville. Now they're ahead of the sticks for Stevenson. 2nd and 2. This is where they like to be.
Ramsey, 4-year starter. Kwiatkowski is lined up behind Madonna. They're going to hand it off on a jet sweep this time and trying to get outside. And number 3, Keon Singletary.
Yeah, and Singletary, the ball comes out. The official said it came out when he hit the ground, and he had just enough for the first down. A little bit different look. It's the first time we've seen Singletary carry the ball. They run a jet sweep with Singletary, but the one to watch is Kwiatkowski. He leads all that, number 21, and he's out there just leading the way like a bulldozer.
Yeah, good blocking back, no question about it. Kwiatkowski standing behind Madonna. Inside a minute to play opening quarter. They're going to change the formation. How about this formation? Direct snap. Kwiatkowski leaning. Picks up a couple of yards. Ball comes loose. Recovered by Belleville. Charles Wilson falls on top of it for the black and orange. No, scratch that. Thought it was Charles Wilson. That was James Robinson, the sophomore DB. Another look at it here, Rubes.
Yeah, you're going to see. And the thing is, Kwiatkowski is on top of the defender. And that's why they don't blow it. That's a great job of the official because he's actually laying on top of the defender. So he's still a live running back. And the ball pops out then. And Belleville's Johnny on the spot.
James Robinson. You know, they say he's got a chance to be one of the most special players that Coach Crowell's coached. He talked about him, Johnny on the spot on that one. So they're going to spread him out wide here and see if they can capitalize. Underwood throws it into no man's land.
Well, we're going to get a look sometime here at the coverage if we can. When you see Belleville go 3 by 1, which means 3 receivers to one side, 1 to the other, Stevenson wants to go 4 over 3, and they want to go 2 over 1. In other words, they're going to have 6 people in coverage. They want to have 1 more man defensive than there are receivers, and they've been able to do that. We get a shot. You can look to the high side here. You see the corner. That's Harhor. You can't quite see the safety is over there as well, but Ramsey's over there. Then you have 4 this way as well, over 3.
And this time they do try to hand the football off. As you alluded to earlier, sometimes you take what the defense gives you, and they're going to say, try to beat us up front.
And that's a problem. You have to give up something. When you're going 4 on one side, 2 on the other in coverage, Johnny, you're giving up a lot in that run game.
They want to try to limit the big playability. They also wanted to maintain the football, as does every team. Ball security at a premium. And right now it is Belleville trying to make Stevenson pay after the Kwiatkowski fumble. But there was the big play in the opening quarter. Jordan Ramsey, look out. The chef is cooking today. Stevenson up 1 early thanks to Deshaun Lee on the receiving end of that Bryce Underwood dive. Let's flash back to last weekend. Belleville taking on the Tractors of Fordson in the regional final. You want to talk about a hard-fought football game. Deshaun Lee. How about that young man? We already saw him in the end zone here today. It is Belleville who wins the football game with a late INT. They hang on 12-7, ending the season for Fordson, and that is a regional championship trophy.
Belleville had 2 tough games with Fordson. I think they beat them like 22-21 another time during the regular season. Then they had a battle there. I did the Tractors the first time in the season, their opening game down at Wayne State, and they were really good up front defensively. So they gave Belleville a tough test, but the Tigers came through.
Start of the second quarter. Talented freshman Bryce Underwood, hard count. Stevenson jumps. Oh, you think it's off? You think it's off?
Offside.
False start or offsides?
dead ball, encroachment, defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That's what I was trying to tell you, Rubes.
Well, I believe you. I must have made the wrong signal in the booth.
Yeah, you did.
It was Zach Martin.
Wish everybody else at home could have seen that.
It was Zach Martin at 35 that jumped into the zone.
Nice, it'll be 1st and 5. Hand off up the middle. And a couple of yards for Jeremiah Beasley. All right, going to bring up second. There's Coach Crowell.
Somehow,
7 seasons there.
Johnny,
Go ahead.
Somehow Stevenson's going to have to manufacture some pressure. Because Bryce Underwood's throwing the ball really well, but he's had all day to just stand there and let his receivers run free downfield.
Well, they've had some drops, in fairness. He's put the ball right on the money a couple of times. He has had time this time. With time, completes it. Better on the outside. And that's going to be a first down for Belleville. Let's get downstairs with Brooke Fletcher. Brooke?
Yeah, with this being Bryce Underwood's first time in the semis, I asked Coach Crowell what his message to him was, and he said, don't worry about everyone else. Enjoy the game, and most importantly, go out and have fun. Look to your brothers, count on them, and the rest will take care of itself, guys.
Tyree Lockett had the first down reception, and now they hand the football off. Tough running by number 1. That being Jeremiah Beasley, the talented sophomore running back. Another look at it, Rubes.
I go to the offensive line. They're doing a nice job. You're getting a helmet on a helmet, and they're staying on their blocks. And good running backs will find their crease. It kind of like water finds its level. Good backs will find where they need to go, and Beasley did just that.
Underwood looking on the outside. A tremendous grab. They're going to say no. Out of bounds. My mercy.
Even bigger. But Ramsey is down. The safety running back for Sterling Heights Stevenson is still down after that.
Jeremiah Caldwell made a heck of a grab, but he was out of bounds. And as you alluded to, Jordan Ramsey remains down for Stevenson.
It's coming right at you here. You're going to see Caldwell ends up coming up with the catch. Ball is not controlled yet. Now he has it and out of bounds. I think that's a pretty good call by the official. You know, we have one view. That official, if you look, he has the best view. I think he felt by the time he possessed the ball, he called was out of bounds. But three things though. Number 1 is it's a pretty great throw. Number 2, it might be even a better catch. But number 3, maybe the most important thing is Jordan Ramsey is still down, and he's part of the lifeblood of this Sterling Heights Stevenson team.
Well, there's no question. We talk about him. There he is. Headed to Central Michigan next year. We hope it's nothing too severe, but a young man like that, anytime he takes a few minutes to come off the field, you know, he's hurting a little bit. He put together like a good football player, and we're hoping he's going to be able to come back into this football game. Again, 4-year starter. Remember, broke his leg in week 2 against Chip Valley, missed the rest of the season a year ago, but bounced back this year, has had his full health, and he's been tremendous for the Titans this year.
Now let's see if Belleville attacks the middle of the field, somewhere with the safety, either the middle or he's got to come over the top to help, because when a guy like Ramsey's out, it leaves you vulnerable.
Underwood, completed pass inside the 15-yard line. First down, Belleville.
Well, we're going to look here. Jeremiah Caldwell's throwing the skinny towards the middle of the field. Now that's a decent throw, but a great catch again by Caldwell. Reaches back, focuses on the ball, pulls it in, and secures the catch for the first down.
First and 10 from the 15. Hand the football off. Not much room, maybe picks up 3 yards. That was Jeremiah Beasley. Kwiatkowski in on the stop for Stevenson.
Now, I talked about how pressure needs to be brought by the front of Stevenson, but part of the reason they're not is you look at Jeremiah Warren, and Lamar Fairfax, Nathan Clark, Jacoby Watkins, Nathaniel Johnson. The big fellas up front for Belleville are really doing a good job right now, protecting the quarterback, giving him an opportunity to complete passes down the field.
Beasley standing to the left of Underwood. They're going to give it back to Beasley, trying to be patient, waiting for blocks, and absolutely no place to go. Guess who's in on the tackle? Stop me if you've heard it. Kwiatkowski.
Well, it's a 3rd down and 5, a long 5. But I believe you're Belleville. You're not going to kick a field goal. So you have 2 downs. 3rd and 6. You have 2 downs to get this here. Don't be surprised to see him come out and throw here on 3rd and maybe come back and give a running play on 4th.
The running back is Colby Reed now, standing to the left of Underwood. 4 receivers set. Plenty of time. Underwood delivers a strike inside the 5-yard line. That's going to be right near the 1st down marker.
Well, Kevin Symes is going to be inside. Caldwell's outside. Twins that way. Caldwell just runs a fade route. Symes in the slot.
That's going to bring up 4th and inches.
But let me finish my thought, though. We don't have the replay right here, but a good job in the slot by Symes just running the out, and once again, a really well-thrown football. Cleared the spot, Caldwell, and Symes came back under.
On 4th down, Underwood going to keep it himself. Still on his feet. Ball comes loose, but after he crosses the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. So on 4th and inches, they had Colby Reed in there at running back, and he almost acted as the lead back, and Underwood follows him through the hole.
That's exactly what he did, Johnny. He blows it out, and the young quarterback just gets on the hip and follows him in the end zone. I talked about, 4th down, they're not afraid to run the football. And when you're playing against that light box like they have, the opportunity presents itself.
You saw Biagio Madonna come in there and rip the football loose, but it was too little too late. So the young Underwood, babyface Bryce, has thrown for 1 and run for 1. And remember, they missed the point after earlier in this football game, and they're going to call timeout.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit. This is going to be a 2-point conversion. We come back, we're going to talk a little bit, Johnny. What are their options here? If you're Belleville, what do you feel comfortable with if you're Coach Caldwell going for the 2-point conversion? Because this is huge. They missed it the first time. Let's see if they can pick up the pace with the second one.
So we got a decision to make here for Belleville, up 12-7. Missed a point after earlier in the game. Rubes, what would you do here?
Well, they're definitely going to go for 2, and I would run the ball. I would maybe show them a pass set if you want to come out and spread them out and then run it. If they come out in a tight set, though, you know what I'm saying, look for maybe some type of crossing routes with their tight ends. They'll have the receivers down in a tight end spot. But I would just run it. I mean, they've had success running the football. And it looks like they're going to come out in a tight formation here.
Well, look, they've got 2 running backs back there, and Colby Reed and Jeremiah Beasley.
I think they're going to run power. They're just going to follow. Let's keep an eye on number 29 there, if they're going to follow the big fella, Devin Williams.
Yeah, it's a direct snap. And straight up the middle. Did he get in? Belleville saying yes. The officials say no. So it's a direct snap to Jeremiah Beasley. Bryce Underwood never even came into the football game.
Well, they loaded to the left, and they just ran power that way. They got behind Devin Williams, a 220-pound senior. They lined him kind of as an H-back to the left. And you're going to see they run Beasley ahead, and they just run the quarterback behind that time, Underwood. He gets pulled. It looks like the knee might have come down there. He leans forward. Just a tough view. We see if we get another look at it.
How about Jordan Kwiatkowski? You said he's going to Central Michigan as a linebacker, huh? I know Mel Tucker has other things he's watching today, but I think he feels pretty good about this young man they're going to be bringing into East Lansing next season. Kwiatkowski. Oh, I said Central myself.
Yeah. Whoa, Mel Tucker's not getting him.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody at home's probably wondering.
Mel's getting $95 million. He's not getting Kwiatkowski, though.
Mel might want to try to bring him to East Lansing. I'm sorry, he's going to Central Michigan next year. My mistake,
let's
folks.
get a view here. Let's watch him. He comes down, beats the block on the backside. Wow, that's just, and you can see the knee was down. So that's a really good call by the officials. Let's see how that plays out, Johnny. That's two points all they've lost on conversions, 12-7 lead. But the Stevenson offense really needs to kind of find its rhythm again.
And there's Kwiatkowski able to fall on top of it to clear up any confusion. Kwiatkowski going to Central Michigan next year, folks, not Michigan State. Fire up chips. How about Sterling Heights, Stevenson? You can see playing in that very tough MAC red. I'll tell you what, it seems like year after year, that conference champion finds its way down to Ford Field more often than not. But 3 straight years making the postseason, looking for a first ever state title.
Shout out to my a friend of mine, former Detroit Lion tight end Pete Kruplovich, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and he's an alum.
Very nice.
Stevenson.
That's Coach Newcomb. Remember, this is a team that lost the first game of the season to Rockford. And they were shut out 7-0 in a game against Romeo in week 7. They're battle tested. Had some tight games this season. Biagio Madonna hands it off. Ramsey back in the football game after being shaken up on the defensive side. But the only person doing any shaking right there was Cam Dyson, a talented linebacker for Belleville. Wraps him up for a loss.
Well, Stevenson hurt them early, running a little bit of jet, trying to get to the edge, but a better job at the point of attack, taking on the double team by Williams, and then the speed of the inside linebacker, Cameron Dyson, they just kind of stretched things out. Looking for the cutback was Ramsey. The cutback was not there.
So you want to put 11 hats on the football. That time, 11's hat.
Belleville's like a bunch of Raptors. They're learning. They're figuring this out. They're figuring out this wing T offense right now. They look much better at it.
A lot of times that initial quarter is kind of feeling out period, especially when you don't have a lot of familiarity between the two schools. Madonna stood up as he tried to run down the line and get to the outside, but nothing doing against that Tigers defense. And Kevin Williams says, "Feed me."
Yeah, good job coming up in the secondary. And they're just really running around, playing with a lot of confidence right now. Now, let's look at here's Sterling Heights Stevenson. This is pretty much a throwing. You don't want to get behind the sticks, but now you're 3rd and 11. And this is where Belleville starts to salivate. They are so good on the back end. The strength of this defense, the front is good, but their back end, the secondary is really solid. Let's see if Biagio Madonna can get back to what he was doing 2 years ago when he shown it 30, 35 times a game. See how efficient their passing game is.
And they're going to take a timeout, talk things over. So big 3rd down. You brought up a great point. It seems like this Belleville team's making some adjustments against that wing T offense. What do you say we look at a couple of scores from around the great state of Michigan? Of course, we have the Division I semifinal right before our eyes, but some other good action.
How about that? Yeah, I'm looking at the ticker. There's Grand Blanc. Adams was down 14-0. 14-0 about 10 minutes ago, they said on the speaker in the stadium here. Now they're up 20-14. We have the score, obviously, Belleville leading.
Grand Blanc,
Sterling
3
Heights
turnovers
Stevenson.
in that game, as I've been
12-7.
How about this?
Traverse,
D2.
Traverse City Central, the team that we thought they are. They're starting to show everyone how good they are. I mean, this team that just thumped Brother Rice. Late in the season up in Traverse City. And De La Salle opening it up a little bit. We figured they'd make it to the finals. And DeWitt all over St. Joe. This is a really quality football team, well coached. And King is king. What are you going to say?
It's good to be king.
Ooh, it's good to be the king. All right, 3rd and 11. Let's see what they got in the passing game here.
4 receiver set. Biagio Madonna, a little screen pass. Kwiatkowski looking for room. Kwiatkowski not going to get there. It's going to be well short. And that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Titans.
This looked good for a while. I thought when I saw Kwiatkowski leak and they ran the secondary off that it was really going to go somewhere. The offensive line get in front. But what a nice job you see. Fighting, working through it, and then the speed coming from the backside. That's Aaron Alexander coming from his linebacker position. And he had dropped to the hook area outside. He was able to read the play, come flying back inside. And boy, I'm thinking hard counter pooch punt. Take your pick, Johnny.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What are you thinking? Hard counter pooch punt.
I thought they were going to punt the football away, but I think they're going for it here. And a whistle, late whistle comes in. False start goes against Stevenson.
Before the snap, false start.
What do you think? I think
74.
I think he was going to pooch it.
Penalty. The down remains 4.
But David Anchando had the false start. Look at the left side of the line.
Was he just kind of going to the right a little bit?
So you think he was punting? I think he was running.
Oh, I don't think so. Okay,
We'll never
we
know.
will never know.
Well, we could ask him after the game. I'll tell you what, it shows some courage, though. Yeah. Shows some faith in your team on 4th and 4. This time, no doubter, they're going to punt the football away, and Caden Bollinger does just that. That's going to roll out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So pretty good starting field position for the Tigers of Belleville.
Yeah, this is a big series defensively now for Sterling Heights Stevenson, because you're down one possession. And this offense of Belleville really seems to be finding its groove. They're protecting the quarterback, Underwood. He has a lot of time to find receivers running down the field. So unless they somehow can manufacture pressure inside this game, defensively for Stevenson could become very difficult for the remaining 2.5 quarters.
So Bryce Underwood trotting out for the Tigers. A lot of times Crowell says when you're a freshman, you can do no wrong. So you don't want the moment to be any bigger than it is. Game's designed to have fun. Underwood's having plenty of fun out here. With a 5-point lead, they'd like it to be bigger. This time to hand the football off and still running. Pickup of 8 yards. Tough running from number 20 Davion Pitchford. So they got a talented stable of running backs, but they obviously like to throw the football quite a bit. But Davion Pitchford is a kid I remember calling one of their games last year. One of their bell cows. But a talent like Underwood, they want to try to stretch it out and find some playmakers on the outside. This time 4 receivers going over the middle. Picked off by Stevenson. Keon Singletary. Terrific coverage by the Titans. And the first INT of the football game.
Well, Bryce Underwood, the young quarterback, has not made many mistakes today, but this ball just sails on him a little bit. And what an offensive play by a defensive player. That's Singletary. He decided I'm going to become the receiver really quickly here. He played the ball, makes a great grab. Once again, a lot of time for the young quarterback. It sails on him, and yet going against a good secondary, there's little room for error. And that time, Stevenson made him pay.
I was talking about high point in the football. That was high point in the football from the secondary position. Keon Singletary, the talented junior from the safety spot. Madonna, little play action, just had to unload it. He had pressure. Tigers were in his face. Dennis Crawford, one of the first Tigers in there in pursuit. 2nd down.
If they don't get into the face of Madonna, the quarterback that time, this might be a touchdown. Because they're able to leak. You can see on the bottom of your screen, wide open, going down the field. The safety had bit up, and he had Jacob Kibigoyu was wide open down the field behind the secondary. The secondary had bit up thinking run, but pressure from somewhere else hits Madonna's arm. Just a harmless play.
So 2nd and 10, inside 6 minutes to play here in the first half of the Division I state semifinal. Madonna, 2 receivers set. He'll drop back to pass. Being flushed from the pocket. Madonna firing, connecting. Down to the 41-yard line. He got Ramsey, Jordan Ramsey. And that's a 1st down for Stevenson.
Not necessarily in the DNA of this offense, but they show that they can alter their DNA a little bit. Coming out, throwing the ball a few times. There's Madonna, just flicks out to Jordan Ramsey. Nice job of closing by Jeremiah Beasley, taking him down. But this Stevenson team, Coach Newcomb is right now proving that they're a little bit flexible. They're not just a power team. They can throw the ball around.
A chess match taking place before us. Kwiatkowski, tough running up the middle. Kwiatkowski picks up 6 yards.
Isn't it amazing? For 1 or 2 passes, the threat of one that was there. Another one that you complete. All of a sudden, those linebackers think, maybe we do have to actually drop into coverage. They get a little bit softer, and it creates some creases inside. That 1 yard, 2 yard game becomes a 6 or 7.
Coach Newcomb barking out the signals. Stevenson down 5. Now back into a more traditional set. Kwiatkowski burst down. Stevenson still on his feet down to the 25-yard line. So first quarter, Jordan Ramsey was the bell cow. Now they're getting heavy doses of Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, nice job by LeDuc, number 17, leading through. They give it to the big back. Just a little bit of a off tackle to the left side. They bring not really a counter action, because it's just zone blocking. It's just an inside zone. Everyone's just blocking straight ahead. Well, nice 7. Look at 17. Adam LeDuc just clears the way.
1st and 10. Biagio keeps it himself. Tough running. Biagio rolling forward, picks up 8 yards. Maybe 7 yards where they spot it. But a good chunk on first down. Inside 4 minutes to play. Nice sustained drive from Stevenson. Part of what they wanted to do. Madonna with Kwiatkowski to his right. He'll give it to him. Kwiatkowski leaning forward, right at the sticks. Before he's brought down, might be a half a yard short.
Do you get greedy? When I say that, Johnny, if you're Coach Newcomb, you have 3rd down and 1. You're pretty confident you can hand the ball to Kwiatkowski in that lead game with LeDuc and pick up your 1. You take a shot here. Good news is you might hit him for a touchdown. That's a reward. The risk is you take a sack, you take a holding penalty. Also, this drive just is deflated. I give it to my back, pick up the yard, then regroup and take 3 more downs.
And how about this? They're going to line
Wildcat.
up Madonna on the outside.
Look who's QB.
Kwiatkowski going to keep it himself. Numbers game around the left side. 1st down, Stevenson.
We knew we would see this at some time. They've run this during the course of the year in 3rd and 4th down and shorts, where we'll take Madonna out as quarterback and they bring Kwiatkowski, the fullback / tailback, and let him run the Wildcat. Because that young man at 220 pounds, with speed, with a little bit of nasty, he will move the sticks for you.
They're going to go right back to it. Now they've got Ramsey. Looks to take the direct snap. Same formation on 1st down. Direct snap to Ramsey. This time, counters, comes back this way. Belleville, good defensive stand this time. Tough running, but they weren't fooled. Inside 3 minutes to play.
This is kind of an interesting look. It's a direct snap. Watch. He sets up the counter himself. He shows like he's going to the left. Then he allows his blockers come back to the right. And then he has the quickness. A nice job again. What Ramsey does well, when they stretch it out, he finds a crease. He gets it up in there, and then he uses his strength along with his offensive line for a good push to get it down to close to the 2-yard line.
Tremendous physical shape. 2nd down. And again, Biagio Madonna lined up on the near side. You see Jordan Kwiatkowski looking to take the direct snap. So they keep coming back to it and back to it. Play clock. A concern. Kwiatkowski stood up at the line of scrimmage. The Tigers all over it. One of the men in on the stop, Devin Williams. Cam Dyson as well.
They're gonna lose the yard. They had 2nd and 2. Now they're gonna be looking at a 3rd and 3. And this is just getting beat at the point of attack. Good penetration inside. And wow, that's how you take on a lead blocker. Wow. That is just a full-grown man. I'm trying to get a number here. Oh, that's of course it is. That's Devin Williams, number 29. He just took on the lead blocker, stuffed him, and that blew the play up. 3rd and 3 now.
3rd down.
They could throw. They got him spread out here, but they had success following LeDuc with Kwiatkowski early on in this drive.
Madonna hands it off. Kwiatkowski right up the middle. Touchdown, Titans. Little bread, a little butter. Rob Rubik, you were all over it. Kwiatkowski takes it into the end zone.
Oh, now, what are we going to do here? Look at this, makes it 13-12. Stevenson, if you go for 2 to try to get a field goal lead, I know it's as important. I like the points because it's not like Belleville is going to kick the ball. We've seen them kick off. They don't really have a big-time kicking game.
With the running attack like this, I say run it right back. Madonna with a hard count. Tried to draw that defense off, and there's going to be a timeout. Stevenson wants to talk this play through. They want to go up 3, and we'll stay here with it. Let's go back to the touchdown play. Rubes, you were all over this one.
Well, if you remember, before they went to the Wildcat, they were having success with LeDuc leading through and Kwiatkowski carrying the football. And that time, LeDuc had to get to about the goal line before he could find someone to hit. So that was blocked really well by the interior linemen. We talk about Sela, Moore, Wathen, Wilson, and Anchando. A good job creating a seam, and LeDuc just kicks him out a little bit. And
almost like 13-12, like a running head start with the strides he had by the time he hit the goal line.
It's 13-12. Looks like Coach Newcomb's still going to go for 2, trying to get that stretch out to a field goal lead. He went for the hard count. You saw him come out. They went for a hard count. They kind of moved Ramsey real quick, tried to draw him off to shorten that 3 yards to 1.5 yards, which really makes it easier. 3 yards against this Belleville defense is no picnic.
3 yards.
Do you come
cloud
back?
of rubber pellets here.
You come back with what you just scored on. You run that LeDuc lead.
I don't think you need trickery here. You say, look, we're going to line up. This is what we do. Stop us.
And I think you're right. They've had
you want to show confidence to your kids too, right, Rubes?
Yep.
We don't need to trick them. We're going to let them know what we're doing. Let's see. Madonna hands it off. Kwiatkowski, same play, different result. Comes up about a 1/2 yard short. So the Belleville defense said, yeah, we know what's coming. Now you know what's coming. Jeremiah Warren in on the stop, as was Jacoby Watkins. That Belleville defense making a stand. Against Stevenson, able to come away with a touchdown. They went for 2, and that Belleville defense bristled up, came away with a stop, Rubes.
Yeah, Johnny, we were talking in the break, and I'm thinking, man, you take the point, because now I'm thinking if you make that extra point, which is not a given in high school, obviously, but it's 14, and you score again during the course of the second half, it's a 21-12 game, which makes it 2 possessions. Now, if you score again and you make the extra point, it's only 20, and that makes it, obviously, a 1 possession and an extra point conversion for Belleville. Maybe they're thinking of Coach Newcomb there's going to be a lot more points scored in this game. So if we get an opportunity to maybe steal one here, then we try it. And it just didn't work. And to Belleville's credit, they defended extremely well.
So on for Stevenson. Big number 97, Gorian Zilkowski boots it away, and that goes out of bounds. And Belleville going to get good starting field position here with about a minute left here in the second quarter.
Now, normally when I'm watching a high school game, I say, oh, there's a minute, you're 65 yards away. Yeah, that's just going to get to halftime. Not with this team. Not the way they can throw the ball with Bryce Underwood, the weapons he has outside that can go and get the ball. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on this defense right now of Sterling Heights Stevenson. They got to step up. They have to play sound, and still no pressure inside. And that's going to have to be addressed at half. And I don't know what you do. I mean, right now, the jerseys and the black shirts are doing a better job blocking the jerseys and the white shirts up front. But somehow you got to create pressure, whether you're going to start maybe bringing a 6th rusher instead of just 5. I don't know.
There's the freshman. They're going to go back to 4 receivers set. Ball at the 35-yard line. 59.8. An eternity of time. Underwood. Underthrows it. That'll bring up second down.
Well, he was going for Deshaun Lee, just a deep out, just threw it a little bit quick. That's something that comes with time, maturation of a quarterback, working with your receivers. Now, it is later in the year. It needs to be starting to get a little bit better. But this team, you think you can get them in 3rd down and 10, okay, but they have the ability to get 20, 25 yards so easily.
Jeremiah Beasley in the backfield with Underwood. Underwood stepping up, looking over the middle, and incomplete. Again, Had a receiver, Trevor Jones, for a second, but nice job by Jaden Cardez in coverage for the Stevenson defense.
Well, Coach Newcomb defensively is staying true to what he said. He's got 4 over 3. He's got 2 over 1. He's covered with 6, at least 5 in the box, rushing 4. Now he has moved Kwiatkowski. This is an adjustment. We get a shot here. He's moved the middle linebacker, 21, to the defensive end position, trying to get pressure. That time Kwiatkowski did a good job of coming off the edge, trying to create pressure with that front.
Yeah, almost got home. 3rd and long. Underwood to the outside, throws it away. So in 15 seconds, they run 3 plays, don't pick up a single yard, and that's going to bring up 4th and 10. And it appears, and now it looks like they may be bringing on the punt team, which you would have to think that's the play here. On your side of the 50, 35-yard line. Here comes the punt team now for the Tigers. Braden Lane, number 45, freshman punter.
You go against the fake here defensively. You don't try to block this. I think you play punt safe, which means you're playing defense. You just kind of get a hold up. If you can get a return out of this, great, but be smart.
Ramsey and Keon Singletary, the 2 return men for Stevenson, and they let that ball go by. And a nice job by Braden Lane, the freshman, as that ball rolls dead at about the 13-yard line. So if you're Stevenson now, you gotta be feeling good about life. Up a point. And I don't mean to try to predict what Coach Newcomb's gonna do, but you might take a knee here, say let's get inside, boys.
Absolutely. Not a lot of good when your running team can happen from your own 12-yard line. You know, especially when you're going against a team with a lot of speed on the back end. So it's not like you're going to pop a 70, 80-yard run. So you just maybe take a knee, get into halftime, regroup a little bit, make some adjustments defensively, what you want to do to try to create pressure. And offensively, just tell the guys, hey, let's keep pounding. A lot of times these 2-yard runs in the first quarter can become 5-yard runs in the third, 8-yard runs in the fourth. And Coach Crowell, he's saying, listen, we turn the ball over. It's 13-12. We haven't played nearly our best football. Yeah. Coach Crowell's going to go in very positive with his kids as well.
Madonna going to hand it off. Ramsey trying to get to the edge. Trying to stay in bounds, but then took a shot. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Belleville. I don't know. Does that change your thinking at all here, Rubes? Pick up an extra 15 on the back end of the run?
My thinking, no. 100% no. I'm going in. I'm not a passing team. You have 25 seconds, and you still have, 2 timeouts? No, I'm still going to run. You want to run that, another sweep, and maybe it pops. Now, if you pops up for 20 more yards, then it might change your thinking a little bit. You might take a few shots down the field. But no, I'm still just kind of putting my toe in the water and just kind of testing it. We're okay. We're on our 32.
Well, Madonna got the same body as
That's empty
Jordan
set.
Ramsey.
Possible quarterback run here too. An empty set.
Ramsey looking for the screen, picked off. Oh my! Belleville with the gift. Cam Weaver, pick 6. Are you kidding me? Cam Weaver right there. Stevenson looking to just dump it off on a screen. An absolute disaster for this Stevenson football team, who now finds itself trailing in this football game for the first time. You talked about it, Rubes.
Yeah. When you do coach, talk about risk reward. What is the reward in that situation? If you complete the screen, you pick up 10 yards. The risk is what we just saw, and that is big for Belleville. They get a touchdown. They go in just feeling great about themselves. When the half, they're looking to come in and say, man, we didn't really play that well. Now they're going in with the lead. So that it's just I'm not a big momentum guy. I'm a big make plays guy, and I'm a big confidence guy. And right now, Belleville's going to go with a lot of confidence.
A huge momentum swing here at the end of the second quarter. We had timeout on the field. Let's take a look at it one more time, Rob Rubik.
Yeah, and that man right there, Madonna, he's not happy. You're just going to see. He tries to throw it, and that just is read quickly. What a really nice job by Camden Weaver. He just kind of slides off. But just, hindsight's easy. But I'm not an analytics guy, as more of a common sense guy. Sometimes when football, you're on your own 30-yard line. The opportunity to get 70 yards, get points is pretty slim. Just 1.5 times, lick the wounds a little bit. Now it changes everything. And we're going to see what adjustments Coach Newcomb, what he does, what makes this better for Sterling Heights Stevenson is he's an unbelievable motivator. His kids will play for him. They do a great job, and they will battle and battle. It's just right now you kind of put him behind the 8 ball, so to speak.
Cam Weaver, just a fabulous play, being right in the spot where he needed to be, and then put on the afterburners. Tigers now with the chance to go for 2, give them a clean 7-point advantage. It's a big play here. Been a lot of big plays in the opening half. Underwood in at quarterback. Underwood keeps it himself. Still on his feet. Underwood in. 7-point advantage for Belleville.
There's no sense going to be that lead. Following number 29 again, Devin Williams. But Underwood really kind of goes right over the center. He takes it up inside and does a really nice job of following the blocks inside. It's designed to go to the left corner. He sees a gap, not just instinct. You can't coach that. That young man is a football player. It's designed to be a power-off tackle, which we saw early. That time he sees the seam inside zone, just go there. Uses his speed, athleticism. He's in the end zone. And touchdown lead right now going to be heading into the half for the Belleville Tigers. Good first half. Entertaining first half.
Fabulous first half. Did a nice job with Belleville of erasing Jordan Kwiatkowski, which increased that hole. Increased the size of the hole anyway. So 7-point advantage for the Tigers, who look to be up against it. It'll be 2 very different locker rooms here in 17 seconds. And Keon Singletary put both arms around the football, and he's going to fall down at the 31-yard line. And likely this time Stevenson will come out, perhaps take a knee or a conservative run, and try to get into the break. So tough sledding all season for both of these teams, and it's never an easy path to get yourself to Ford Field. And the last thing you want to do is be second guessing some of your decisions, but this game is still in front of both of these teams. I think that'll be the common message is, look, we got to keep doing what we're doing. We both made mistakes. We're both in the football game. We got 24 minutes left to decide it. Madonna hands it off, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Well, you surprised by anything you've seen here, Rob Rubik, aside from obviously the big game-swinging momentum play at the end of the second quarter?
No, it's pretty much what we talked about, Johnny, in the open, the tortoise and the hare. We've seen the hare. We've seen some big plays downfield for Belleville, the speed, the way they can spread you out. And we've seen the tortoise, the offensive run game of Sterling Heights Stevenson, pounding the ball, trying to control it. And they did a pretty good job overall of controlling the clock and limiting the possessions of Belleville. The turnover is huge. That's going to loom large. We'll see how it plays out in the second half. What happens is, as that transpires over the third and fourth quarter. But, man, you just don't want to spot a team a touchdown when you're playing a team like Belleville, or any team for that fact, but a team especially like Belleville who's so talented to begin with. You don't want to make life easier for them.
I see some flurries starting to swirl a little bit here at Troy Athens High School. Let's get downstairs. Brooke Fletcher standing by with Belleville head coach Jermaine Crowell.
Coach, I just saw you talking to your team. What was your message to them?
Everybody else into the game. I'm into Belleville. I'm into, everybody coming together. I don't know whether we're going to win or lose this game, but I know one thing. We were able to bring the whole town of Belleville together. So win, lose, or draw, we're going to win it with Belleville. We're going to lose it with Belleville. But with them supporting us, we feel pretty strong.
You are 1 half away from making it to Ford Field. What's going to be the key for your team in the second half?
Us being together. just playing together. Hey, man, that's one of the best football teams in the state, so we expected a fight. I mean, anything worth having is worth fighting for, so we didn't expect it to come easy. You know, other people might have thought that, but we did. I watched them. They beat Dakota. Scott Merchant, he's one of the best coaches in the state. They beat Chippewa. Scott Merchant, one of the best coaches in the state. Dakota, one of the best programs in the state. Romeo, state champs. They know what they're doing, so we just need to see if we know what we do. Well, we good.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. Johnny, back to you.
All right, we got a fight on our hands here in the Division I semi. Love the charisma of Coach Crowell. I love this. The silent T in Kwiatkowski. The second score of the first half for Stevenson. But Belleville with a big answer. Look at the defense rising up. Cam Weaver, pick 6. Tigers out front by 7. Halftime coming your way right after this.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Troy out the Athens. Belleville leads 20-13 at halftime. All right, well, like we have mentioned, Stevenson was just competing in the semis just a few seasons ago, and unfortunately, they fell short. But there were 5 seniors that were on that team, and since then, they have been looking for redemption. Today, they are getting that opportunity on the same field, and they're fighting, and they're looking to bounce back.
I have good days and some bad days. It goes up and down and sideways.
Your second semi game, I mean, since you've been here, what does that mean to you to be able to say you're competing in the semifinals this weekend?
I just say it's unfinished business that we have, especially for the seniors that were sophomores in 2019, because obviously, sadly, lost that year, but now it's unfinished business.
Yeah, take me back to that semifinals game in 2019. I mean, I can tell it still is weighing on your shoulders. What do you remember from that game?
Well, I just remember how sad everyone was that it finally came to an end. But I always remember my brother says, even though we lost, carry that on and win a state championship and do something that no UCS team have done.
Talkers talking, haters hate.
A lot of kids don't get this opportunity. You know, a lot of kids pray for this and then they don't get it. We're blessed to have it a second time. So this time we're going to just stay more focused, stay more locked in, obviously play for each other. Coach Newcomb always tells us it's a senior-led team, and like the seniors this year, we took that really serious, and he's right, you know. The coaches can do this, but it's different when it's coming from like a senior, like another player on the team. Coach
Newcomb, what's it like playing for him?
It's great, man. It was a great guy. He came here my freshman year. I remember he came to our school and he was talking to us, and I looked out like, I can't wait to play for this guy. We have this thing that we talk about, it's person over player. Like, we could be the best football player, but like he wants us to become a better person after we leave this team, and I really respect that.
How would you describe the bond that you've kind of developed with this group of seniors?
It's special. Our first year at Stevenson, when they were freshmen, was my first year. So when we had the freshman meeting, we came in talking about setting a culture, changing the direction of this program, and how they were going to directly impact that coming in first year. And to see where we've come in 4 years with this group, it's really special. I always remember this group.
That 2019 team, and you look at this team now, do you see similarities between these two teams?
A lot of similarities because we have a lot of the same players that were on that team. 5 of the sophomores that were on that team are here back with us again, and just the closeness of this group. And in 2019, you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel how much this team meant to them. Not so much the result on Friday night, but just the brotherhood away from the field, which was huge, and this team has the same thing.
We're really close. In the hallways, we see each other. That's our guy. Outside in public, that's our guy. Like, no matter what, we're brothers for life. So play every snap like it's your last, because seeing those seniors hurt that we played for after that loss, it really touched us and it really motivated us.
Well, it's kind of come full circle, because here you are, you're a senior, and you guys are back playing in the semifinals. So what would it mean to you to get to Ford Field?
It would mean a lot. It's always been a childhood dream of mine to get this far in the playoffs and make it to Ford Field. Not many kids get to do it, and the fact that I have a chance and me and my teammates have a chance to do it, it would mean a lot.
I've grown up playing football with these kids, and they just mean the absolute world, just to play in the game with them and then obviously win it.
It was like a dream for me to go to Ford Field and, you know, raise that trophy. I'm just very excited about this game, and I'll just focus on that game later, but semifinals is first.
Yeah, I had such a great time sitting down and talking with those guys. You can just tell how close they are. They not only have played high school together, but they grew up together. And like you saw, I mean, I asked them what it would mean to get to Ford Field, and they said it would mean everything to win the school's first state championship. But they got to take it one game at a time, and they got to get through the semifinals first. Well, they are halfway there. We still have one more half to go. Here from Troy Athens, we have the Belleville Band putting on quite the performance. And hey, it's snowing out here. Much more to come when we return. Stick around. The 4th annual Legacy Senior All-Star Game will be hosted next weekend on Sunday, November 28th in Brighton at the Legacy Center Sports Complex. And the event will once again be televised on Bally Sports Detroit. 80 of Michigan's best graduating seniors from across the state will strap their helmets on for the final time. Tune in at 12 p.m. on Bally Sports Detroit as these athletes showcase their skills for a statewide audience. All right, one half down, one more to go. It's been an exciting game here at Troy Athens High School. Much more to come when we return. The MHSAA playoffs on Bally Sports are brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family, not just the name of our company, but the way we do business. And by your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. The MHSAA football finals are on Bally Sports Detroit. Our team will be live from Ford Field on Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving for the 8th state championship games. Take a look at the schedule. It lays out like this. Coverage begins at 10 a.m. on both days, and we have games all throughout the day. Tune in to Bally Sports and the Bally Sports app for complete coverage.
The MHSAA playoffs on Bally Sports are brought to you by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. The vaccine is our way out of COVID-19. Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. And by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Got the kids all bundled up here. And there is a little condensate, a little precipitation, I guess we call it, falling here at Troy Athens High School. And how about the staff here out there frying up some Bobby D's? And how about some scoreboard update across the state of Michigan? Yeah.
Marine City up on Portland 21-7. I call that a mild upset, but Grand Rapids Catholic Central holding serve as we thought they would. Whoa, now that's a surprise. Lansing Catholic 8-7 on Standish Sterling, a team that would have been happy if you told them beginning of the year they make the playoffs, because I know that because my brother-in-law is the principal.
So that was Division 6. How about Division 7?
Oh, PW. We knew that was going to be a war. We thought Lumen Christie and Lawton. A lot of people were giving Lawton credit. They have outstanding running back, and they're putting up a fight. And, man, a lot of good games today.
D8.
Ubley up over Beale City. The Aggies are getting beat by the Bearcats. I got a buddy up in Beale City. Said they're going to roll the table. Not looking like it right now. They got to come back a little bit. And Ottawa Lake up bigger early on, but Hudson, the Tigers, clawing their way back.
Here's what I learned after that. You got friends all over.
Well,
you're related to everybody. All right, we got a good one here in the Division I semifinal. Belleville and Stevenson will bring you the kickoff of the third quarter. Coming up next here on Bally Sports. Today's game summary brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jordan Ramsey wasted little time here, Rubes. First possession of the game for the Titans, and he goes 67 yards to pay dirt.
Kind of turned some heads early on. Stevenson, the Titans with that big run. And then Belleville said, we can answer that. A nice job going to the back of the end zone by the young quarterback Underwood, finally Deshaun Lee for the touchdown. And then not to be a done saying I can just throw it, I can also run it in as Bryce Underwood takes one into the end zone. And then the conversion, 2-point conversion, he goes in again, doing it himself. You know, we're looking at his stats, Johnny. Not as impressive as I thought, because he seems like he's throwing the ball extremely well, but just 5 for 16 for 69 yards, a touch and a pick. And there's Kwiatkowski there.
Yeah, he
did a
has
good
a
job. And then
touchdown
just
on
the play that broke the back of Stevenson in the first half. Really not necessary in that situation, but Weaver does a good job of jumping in, picking it off, and taking it to the house.
And that is where we stand. It is 20-13 in favor of Belleville. Again, Stevenson, we knew they were going to try to get it done on the ground. And look.
Yeah, the difference right there is the turnovers, because that second turnover direct 7 points right off the interception by Weaver.
All right, let's send it downstairs. Brooke Fletcher standing by. Brooke?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Newcomb, and I asked him what his message was to Biagio Madonna at halftime, and he said just to keep his composure. He made a lot of good throws in the first half, but he just needs to regroup, and there's still a lot of football to be played. And as far as the key for them in the second half as a team, he said, we've come from behind before. We've been in this position. The season has prepared us for this, but the key is going to be to make those big stops and to limit those turnovers, guys.
Very good report, Brooke. And I'll tell you what, it's going to come up to the defense, or come down to the defense, I should say, of Stevenson here on the opening minutes of the third quarter, because Belleville is going to get the football first here, Rube. So ton of momentum going into the break, and now they're going to get the football to start the third quarter.
I really think if I'm Belleville, I look at what we did in the first half, I'm going to come back to the run game more. I know people think we're going to throw it all over and sling it, but they were most effective when they were running the football. Look for them to come out and maybe establish the run a little more, a few more runs compared to passes.
Gorian Zokowski, a little onside-er. Nobody fooled. And ideal starting field position for the Belleville Tigers. Cam Moore, as we'll put him on the hands team. The senior falls on top of it, and Belleville going to start right near midfield.
Yeah, this could take one more hop, but a great job by Cameron Moore. If he doesn't get it, that's going to be ugly. That ball is going to hit again and then come up, and Stevenson's going to have a really good chance. That's what you like. Be aggressive. Go and get the ball. And that's what Cameron Moore did.
A little too much mustard on the bun there by Stevenson. So let's see what Belleville does now as Bryce Underwood trots back out to lead this talented Tiger offense. 4 receivers set. He's going to come underneath. Has his receiver for a couple of yards, still alive. And in on the tackle was Ahmed Harhor for Stevenson. Jeremiah Caldwell on the receiving end for the Tigers. First down on first down. Underwood keeps it himself. Underwood with room to run inside the 30-yard line. Still on his feet, brought down at the 22-yard line before he's eventually brought down. So 2 plays, 2 big chunk yardage plays for this Tigers offense.
It's the first time we've seen him run zone read. You're going to watch Underwood. He's going to put the ball right in the belly of the running back. When the defensive end crashes there, you see LeDuc, number 17, comes down. Underwood pulls it, and a nice seam. Nice job reading it by the young quarterback.
Underwood again fakes it to Davion Pitchford. Finds Caldwell out on the outside. Flag comes in on the play, away from the football.
We're going to have a legal receiver downfield here, Johnny. One of those big linemen might have went past the 2 yards.
Definitely was a forward pass. We have a legal man downfield. That was definitely a forward pass. We're going to go from the line of scrimmage. Legal man downfield. Offense. Number 58. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll replay first down.
We're going to get Nathaniel Johnson. He'd be a good target at 6'5", 330, but
no hiding.
No hiding out there on the outside, but that's going to back him up. Going to bring up first and 15 now for this Tigers offense. Ball placed at the 27-yard line. Here's Underwood again. Underwood fakes the handoff, delivers a strike. Touchdown, Tigers! Jalen Johnson. My mercy.
It's all about execution, and this is just tremendous. You have to have a quarterback that can see it and deliver the ball, and you watch. This is easy. They fake the inside handoff. Ball just a hair behind the receiver that time, Jalen Johnson. He easily pulls it in. And right now, Harhor's having a hard time staying with Jalen Johnson. We'll get another look here. And, man, just no pressure inside. He can stand tall in the pocket. He's got receivers that can go and get it.
Didn't take long. In fact, 50 seconds as they go for two. Underwood with time. Incomplete. So they do not get the two-point try, but they have doubled up the Titans of Stevenson in less than a minute into this third quarter.
Yeah, you just wonder that onside kick fails. You give him a short field, but I kind of understand Justin Newcomb, the head coach of Sterling Heights Stevenson's theory. If we kick it deep, it's such a potent return game, they'll probably get out to the 35, maybe, or 40 anyways. So we onside kick, that actually gives us an opportunity to maybe recover the ball, steal a possession. They don't get it, but that drive right there would have been good from their own 20, their own 40, or where they started on their own 45. Puts the ball in there for a second here on the replay, as you can see, and that's a well-thrown ball on Harhor, number 15, just having a difficult time trying to stay inside with that type of speed.
And Jalen Johnson, one of the best pass catchers for this Belleville offense. And
oh, by the way, Jalen's a sophomore.
Yeah.
10th grade.
They got tons of talent.
You got a 9th grader thrown to a 10th grader.
Yeah. Those guys are going to grow up together.
Ooh.
They're growing up right before our very eyes. So here you go. Belleville looking for its first ever state finals appearance. Been a long time for Stevenson as well. But Belleville right now in the driver's seat. Plenty of football still to play. The return man is Jaden Cardez with a little bit of room. Cardez rolls past the 30-yard line, and that's where this Titans offense will start. A little extracurricular out on the field, no flags.
All right, Stevenson, right now it's time to kind of lick your wounds and say, let's man up, fellas. This offense has got to help the defense out. Belleville's had their way with the Stevenson defense here the past few drives. They had obviously had the pick as well. So this offense has got to start doing their part. Those big offensive linemen up front, when you took Sela and Moore and Watson and Wilson and Anchando, you got to start moving bodies. You got to create some seams, and we got to get back to this, wing T offense that has been successful for us the entire season.
We were talking to Coach Newcomb earlier in the week, and he said, we started as that true wing T, but they've been able to evolve it a little bit, but they try to stay true to their principles. And again, this football game, they can still stick with doing what they do without having to open up the playbook entirely, but they do have that potential. And obviously with Madonna, a kid who has experience throwing the football here over the last couple of seasons for the Titans. Going to give him 5 yards on first down to bring up 2nd and 5. Good look at Coach Newcomb on the Stevenson sideline. They hand it off to Ramsey, moving to his left. Ramsey trying to break free, will not. And that Belleville defense, so much team speed, able to string him out. They'll bring up 3rd down.
And that is something that Ramsey maybe is not used to seeing. Usually when he takes his jet, he gets to the edge, he tries to cut it. Now he thinks he kind of dips in, he get outside, but just way too much speed defensively. They string it out. There's really nowhere for Jordan to go. Puts him in a 3rd and 4, still somewhat manageable for this offense. What do you think of doing here? They have thrown it a few times, but I don't know. I think the best run play they've had is when they lead with LeDuc, number 17, the H-back, and give it to Kwiatkowski, 21, the running back.
Madonna going to keep it himself. Looking for a little crease. Madonna first down. Stevenson. Quarterback run game. When you're built like Biagio Madonna, it makes sense. 225-pounder.
We talked about Ramsey not being able to get it, but because Madonna really sells it up the middle, he's able to get outside. He picks up nice block by Kibigoyu. Gets on the defensive back, which allows Madonna to turn it down the sideline to move the sticks.
First and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. Gives it to Ramsey. Ramsey twirling, picks up 4 yards.
No time to panic. if you're the Titans, Sterling Heights, Stevenson, there, you're fine. You're running your offense. It is a 2-possession game, but if you can do what you do, keep this offense going, keep moving the sticks, eventually get in the end zone, you make it a 1-possession game with still a lot of time left. No reason to be on the panic button right now.
Madonna brings him to the line. Bunch formation. They'll put Ramsey in motion. Ramsey will get the football. Ramsey with some room. Jordan Ramsey down to the 9-yard line. Tried to turn on the afterburners.
If you're going to make a big run, you're going to come back, you need help up front. And you're going to see some. I want to look at the wing. Number 17, LeDuc does a great job. They pull, get Cameron Wilson outside. He cleans up, and then Ramsey turns on the turbos a little bit, heading for the sideline, being chased down by 3 Belleville Tigers. But if you want to make a comeback, you want to run the ball, block up front. And that's what they're doing, and that's just tremendous.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Madonna hands it off. Kwiatkowski with the little running lane. Leans forward, picks up a couple on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd down. As you said, no time to panic right now. A ton of football games still left. They go back to doing what they do. Talk about Jordan Ramsey, had that 67-yard touchdown run on the first possession of the football game, and there looked like he might have broken free.
I think what really has made this drive go is Madonna showing the ability of the quarterback to be the 3rd element in that run game. When he was able to run that one, that makes your defense account for every part of the field.
Kwiatkowski met immediately, and that play is stuffed. Jay-Sean Green, the senior, the first man in on the stop for the Tigers.
We talk about our playmakers. Number 34 was listed in the open, and he just gets rid of the offensive lineman, and it hits Kwiatkowski. Now, that's a big man. Now, 220-pound running back, but Jay-Sean Green is 6'1", 260. Look at him.
Tap, tap, tap from Jay-Sean Green. Bring up 3rd down. 3rd and goal. Ball at the 8-yard line.
What are you going to see here now?
He's got 4 receivers set.
Yeah, this is their best spread set we've seen. It looks like a pass set.
Madonna pressure. Somehow gets away. Still on his feet. Tiptoe on the sideline. Down at the 6-yard line. Inside the 5-yard line.
Are you kidding me? Madonna, it looks like he's going to be sacked back at the 25. And this is when it helps to be stout. Does not give you a lot to grab. He's kind of thick. And as he gets to the outside, they're 1, 2, 3, and then he stays in bounds and takes it all the way down to the 2-yard line. Now it sets up a much more manageable 4th and goal. Unbelievable play.
And living on a prayer, Rubes. Took it down to the 2.
This might be time.
Now what do you do?
Well, you're going
Madonna.
for him.
Ramsey trots off.
They've had success with that belly play. With LeDuc leading through, give it to Kwiatkowski. Let's see if they come out in the Wildcat, though.
Huge play in this football game. There's the Wildcat. Kwiatkowski lined up for the direct snap. And there will be a timeout on the field, Bruce.
Now, they looked like they came out in a power set in the Wildcat, where they had in the backfield, you saw LeDuc, but you also saw number 51, Jason Stewart, lined up as an H-back. We used to call that dozer up in Lapeer back in the day, where you put 2 big uns behind all the big uns up front, and you just overload it and try to get a push there, and then have someone in the Wildcat who can bury it inside. So first impressions there, I think they're going to run behind the 2 bigs as the 2 H-backs.
This Belleville defense trying to rise to the occasion on 4th and goal. Nose of the football right at the 2-yard line. Jeremiah Beasley. There's Cam Weaver.
And the way you defeat this, when someone tries to overload against you, is gap penetration and get inside and create a pile and not let that push get started. Now they moved it to the left side. You see, they're loaded up to the left.
Kwiatkowski gets rid of it to Madonna. What a play! Touchdown, Stevenson.
They come out, they show the power. What we talked about. They've run that before. They come out and show the power. You can see going to the left. It looks like run. And a great job. Look at Madonna. He fakes the block for a second. This pulls Deshaun Lee up. They just toss over the top. What a great play call and well executed.
And the point after is no good. So it remains a 7-point deficit. What a play call on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. We're used to seeing Madonna to Kwiatkowski. This time, a little role reversal. Kwiatkowski to Madonna.
And they put Deshaun Lee, the defensive back, on an island. You see this coming at you. It's going to come to your right on the screen here. And you see LeDuc, and a good job getting penetration. But you see Lee out there. He said, he's outside. I have to come up and run support. And what a nice job by Biagio. He fakes the run. I know we're going to get to see him out to your left here. He fakes the run. And then that makes Lee think, it is a run. And then he just leaks behind him.
Great execution. Fire and arrows. Jordan Kwiatkowski with a touchdown pass here today. 26-19. We played half of a quarter here in the second half.
It's been exciting.
Yes, sir.
These kicking games leave something to be desired, though. Now, neither team, not much confidence. You wonder how that's going to play out with any future scores. Both sides are just start going for 2 all the time instead of the 1. This should be like the Upper Peninsula Michigan football. But they do it because it starts snowing in about, end of August up there.
Zilkowski this time punts the football deep. And Belleville with the chance to return. Cameron Dyson gets up to the 25-yard line where he meets a wall of Titans. Back comes this Tigers offense once more. Here's Cam Dyson. They try to get his pads back in his uniform. Good help from the freshman QB. Bryce Underwood says, I'll give you an assist on that, pal. And there's Madonna. Again, 2-way football, 2-platoon. It's like when you used to play, Rubes. Underwood, play action. Being pursued. Knocked down in the backfield. Kwiatkowski. So Jordan Kwiatkowski throws a touchdown pass. Comes back out on the defensive side of the football, gets himself a quarterback sack. That's an all-around football player for number 21 in white. That'll bring up 2nd and 11. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Underwood hands the football off. Staying on his feet was Colby Reed, the sophomore tailback. That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Nice job by Colby Reed because Kwiatkowski had a shot at him for maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. He's able to slip on the arms, pick up a few yards. 3rd down and 6. You're Belleville right now. You got all those weapons outside. You've tried running the ball a little bit here late. They haven't had the same success in the first half. I'm looking on the weak side. You got Caldwell. Was that Deshaun Lee on the weak side, number 3? But you got them all by yourself.
He's looking on the near side. Throws it underneath. Trying to get outside, but can't do it. Rashad Wilson on the receiving end, but guess who was in on the stop? You already know.
You ever wonder why some players are going to college to continue to play? Kwiatkowski just showed you right here. This is in space to your left. This is going to be the quick hitch outside to Rashad Wilson, who's unbelievably quick. Kwiatkowski gets juked to hair. He comes back. He follows up with the shoestring tackle, and they're going for it. They're showing right now Belleville. Man, this is interesting. We're going to take a timeout. Coach Crowell said, okay, it looks good. We're coming up here. Let's just kind of calm down. Let's get together, coaching staff, and let's decide what we really want to do.
Ball at their own 30-yard line, facing 4th and 5. Jermaine Crowell says, timeout. Let's talk it over. Decide what we want to do, boys. Division II semifinals. How about Traverse City Central and South Lyon? That's Central All-State quarterback, linebacker Josh Burnham with a 20-yard TD run. Central leading at the half, 42-7. A lot of good action taking place across the state of Michigan. And we got good action right here on 4th down. Belleville on its own 30-yard line, contemplating going for it.
As I said before the half, when you're a coach, everything's about risk and reward. What is the reward here if you get it? You get 5 yards, you get a first down. The risk is if you don't get it, you give your opponent a very short field, and I think calmer heads prevailed, and they're going to punt the ball.
Braden Lane, the freshman, gets it off the left foot, and a nice boot. Nobody deep for Stevenson. That's going to take a nice roll. Wise decision by the Tigers. That ball will come to rest at the 25-yard line. And, of course, Stevenson to traverse 75 yards, try to even this thing up. If you're just tuning in, this is a Division I state semifinal matchup. Johnny Kane, Rob Rubik, and Brooke Fletcher on the call with you. A blustery day here in Troy, Michigan, playing this football game at Athens High School. Beautiful all-purpose field. And there's Stevenson trying to weather the storm. Big swing of momentum at the end of the second quarter. And then gave up a touchdown within the first minute of the third quarter. And now a chance to try to draw even. Madonna hands it off to Ramsey. Ramsey with blockers. It's up to the 26-yard line. Tackle made by number 24, James Robinson, the sophomore.
That's that Robinson, nice job scraping, because that play looked similar to the long run he had in the last drive, but he was able to come a little inside out and make the play for a short game.
That James Robinson, the class of 2024, as Coach Crowell said, has the potential to be one of the best defensive backs he has ever coached, and that's saying something. Already has Division I offers from Pitt, Tennessee, Kentucky, Maryland. Number 24 in black, very good football player. Madonna twirling up to the 28-yard line. Got to bring up third down. Has another look at the young man, James Robinson. Say best sure tackler on the team. Fast, violent hands, has the right attitude when he's out on the football field. Coach says they call him twin. I said, what do you call him twin? He says, well, he has a brother, but it's not a twin. He said, I guess his little league coach called him twin. His family calls him twin, so we call him twin. And Twin Robinson. Be a good football player for a long time for Belleville. 3rd and 6. Madonna, pressure coming, flushed out of the pocket. Madonna, and got stood up by guess who? James Robinson.
And let's not forget, this is the second time this young man has delivered a blow like that. Madonna's 225 pounds. This isn't you're hitting a 160-pound scat back. This is a full-grown man coming at you, and 25 just lowers the boom. Or 24 rather. Robinson, that is a physical defensive back.
Wow.
You know, I mean, you look at Robinson's, he's 175, but as I said, you know, Madonna's 225. Now they're coming out the Wildcat with Kwiatkowski, 21, or Ramsey actually. Oh, I'm sorry, under center, Biaggi. I think it's going to be hard count, but they're going for it.
On 4th and 2, nowhere to go. Belleville all over it, and they stuff him. Risky play call by Stevenson.
I got lost here because I was looking at thinking Wildcat. I didn't even see Biaggi under center, and he's under center that time. They just try to run power to the left, they bring the motion to lead through, and they're going to run quarterback power, but you can see the penetration by Belleville at the point of attack. And once again, I'm not a fan of that call. I mean, it's, like I said, risk reward. And once again, now Belleville gets the ball back with a short field and a chance to go up 2 scores, 2 possessions rather.
Charles Wilson, Jeremiah Beasley in on the stop for the Tigers. Now they're looking to capitalize on the turnover on downs. Underwood, a lot of time, flag comes out, he's looking inside the 5-yard line, a little toe tapping. Great job to hold on to the football, but Deshaun Lee was out of bounds when he made it. We'll check on the flag.
Coach, you want 5 yards or decline in second? 1st and 15 or decline it? Five-men in the backfield, offense. That penalty is decline, brings up 2nd down.
We here at Bally, we like to give you the behind the scenes, all the interaction between the coaches and the officiating crew.
One thing I'm going to take away from this game about Belleville is they catch everything. Even if it's 2 to 3 yards out of bounds, they catch it. That's a wonderful catch. You're going to count them here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly. You see the 4 on an angle, starting with the tailback, and then the 1 split this way. So that's a good call by the official.
Tough to cover.
But they catch everything. If Underwood can learn to keep the ball in the field of play a little bit better, it can be really tough to deal with.
Hand off to Colby Reed, the sophomore. Reed leans forward on 2nd down. Inside the 25-yard line.
3rd and 5. Belleville, you have everything open because you've had success running the ball. You ran the zone read and had the quarterback keep it once with the defense man pinched. You have 4 wide receivers that can all go and get the ball, so it's tough. If you're Stevenson in this situation, what do you commit to?
Underwood, another handoff. How about the defense swallowing up Colby Reed, which should take us to quarter's end. On 3rd down, the Stevenson defense rises up. So 7-point advantage for Belleville. What do? You got a field goal kicker you trust to try to go up 2 scores? And they're going to have an entire commercial break to discuss, as will we, Rob Rubik. Decision time for Coach Jermaine Crowell and his Tigers, who lead it by 7. You're watching the Division I state semifinal on Bally Sports. Great crowd here for the Division I state semi. We are scoreboard watching, Rob Rubik. How about this in D1?
Yeah, Adams. He's been on a 33-7 run, or 6 run. They were down 14-0. And we saw our score here. And in D2, Traverse City Central, Josh Burnham led, rolling up South Line. And De La Salle, being who we thought the pilots were, rolling. And we go to D3 here, DeWitt and King on a collision course, as we also figured. And Division 4, here's the one that really turns your head. Hudsonville Unity Christian, Edwardsburg. The Eddies getting thumped by Hudsonville, and Chelsea and Freeland up in Lapeer.
Chelsea punching his
27 final. Tony Scheffler, the fighting Tony Schefflers from Chelsea, former Lions tight end.
4th and 3. Underwood underneath, got it. 1st down, Tigers. Jeremiah Caldwell out of the timeout.
Underwood's stats may not be great, but he is going to be great. That is a money throw. You have 4th and 3. There's no room for error there. Obviously, Caldwell gave him some good space to throw the football, but he was able to execute it. And that's a huge play for the Tigers as the drive continues.
What a great look at his face there. Took the mouth guard out. They say sometimes you look at him with that baby face, he's telling you, Coach, we're good. We're all right. And then you're thinking, man, he's just a kid, but he's enjoying the ride. He's enjoying it right now. No question about it. This time hands the football off. Lowering the shoulder. Inside the 5 was Colby Reed. He's going to be marked out at the 4-yard line. Head of steam for the sophomore.
Well, if you're going to get stopped, that's the place to get stopped. You're only a half yard from another 1st down. Colby Reed does the bounce outside. Big back, lowers his shoulder a little bit, takes him for a ride. And now Belleville's in a really good situation because you didn't get the 1st down. So your 2nd down and real short. You can get a 1st down easily here without getting a touchdown. That would give you 4 more downs to put in the end zone.
Reed, up the middle. Touchdown, Tigers. Well, they just keep coming. Colby Reed gets him into position, then pays it off for 6.
Straight ahead, a little zone blocking, everyone on a man. Creates a good seam. The black shirts are starting to push those red sleeve guys around a little bit up front. A great job by that offensive line of Belleville, starting to win every play.
So here we go again. Opening minute of the 4th quarter. Point after, sneaks it in. Braden Lane, never in doubt for him. Well, here you go. Reed, 6. It's 33-19. Tigers on top. Well, the state finals will be on Bally Sports Detroit next weekend. Our team will be live from Ford Field on Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. 8 state title games in all. You can see the schedule lays out like this. Basically, first game starts at 10 a.m. and depending on what happens after that, about 3 hours after that, when the other divisions will play. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. Always is. We love doing it at Bally Sports. I know my partner Rob Rubik has a handful of games. Our producer extraordinaire Brian Henry as well. That young man might be there. Look at it. He's got the Thunder Sticks. Bally Sports. Deep, reaching deep into the old budget, aren't we? Huh? Giveaways. They brought us hot chocolate here in the booth a little while ago. How about that young man, number 24, James Robinson. Heck of a playmaker for the Belleville Tigers, who kick it away, leading 33-19. Ramsey with the football. Ramsey chopped down. Number 27 in on the tackle. Alex Shorter out there. So now, you said a little bit earlier, Rubes, it wasn't time to panic. How about now?
Not time to panic, but a time to create a little bit more urgency in your offense, save some clock. I'm not saying a total hurry-up 2-minute drill, but you maybe like get in that like 4 or 5 minute drill where you want to try to speed things up a little bit, get in and out of the huddle a little bit quicker, just in case you have a drive that fails. Because if not, time goes fast in a high school football game. The quarter goes quickly, so you really need to try to take advantage of all the time you have being down 2 possessions.
Down 14. Biagio Madonna, back to pass, being pressured, drops it off underneath. Ramsey picks up 8 yards. Nice job in pursuit by the Tigers defense. Devin Williams was harassing Madonna in the backfield, forced him to flush out of the pocket. And Ramsey's having a big game and thankful. Remember a little bit earlier, might have just had that wind knocked out of him. That play in the end zone from his safety position. Good to see him be able to come back out and finish this football game for Stevenson. Again, 2 receivers set. Madonna going to keep it himself. Trying to stay low to the ground to churn out some yardage on 2nd and short. And I think they're going to give it to him, and they will. Needed 2, got about 2.5.
A little bit different. They come out and throw on first down, get a nice 8-yard gain, and just move the sticks with 2nd down. Let's see, we see a pattern develop here where they come out and they throw on first and try to get those chunk plays early on.
Remember last season, Stevenson lost to West Bloomfield in the playoffs, and of course it was West Bloomfield who eliminated Belleville as well in the state semis. So Ramsey with the little running room. Ramsey brought down by a host of Tiger tacklers.
And this is a nice job by Jordan Ramsey. We've seen him try to get to the edge a few times here, and right now Belleville's really flowing hard to take away the stretch play. You can watch here, he starts to go outside, then he just sees it, turns it up inside, follows his fullback, Kwiatkowski. Also pulling was Cameron Wilson. So that one was a little bit more off tackle, and I think that was actually more designed because when both guys turn up, obviously you're going to follow your blockers. But a nice gain on first down. That's 2 first downs with really good gains.
That Stevenson run game, a little flea flicker. Madonna reaching, firing, hit Kwiatkowski in the hands, couldn't come down with it. The flea flicker executed to near perfection, but Kwiatkowski unable to bring it in, Bruce.
Well, he's that inside receiver, 21, Kwiatkowski. He kind of blocks, he releases down the field. He has him early, but then he doesn't see him, and then he throws it, and he comes back, and that's letting the ball get into your body. You got to grab it. You got those gloves on, grab the ball outside. Oh, that's one that got away. Now, but still, I like the call on second down because you not waste down, but you have an opportunity to make a big play. You're going to be going, you have 2 downs to get this. You will be going for the fourth quarter on fourth down, so you have 2 downs to get 4 yards.
Madonna, jet sweep, Ramsey, nowhere to go. Ramsey absolutely smoked at the 40-yard line. Aaron Alexander, the senior linebacker, came and planted him.
Well, that play I threw right in the trash can because the last 2 or 3 times they tried to run that, too much penetration. They do a better job is when they pull and they turn it up off the tackle and they try to get to the edge. Remember, this is the one they had early in the game that they had the huge play on, but just nothing there. Aaron Alexander, the young man heading to U of M, was there, and now really the play of the game. If you're Stevenson, you have to have this.
4th and 6, 5 receiver set. Madonna all alone in the backfield. Timeout, Belleville. It's a 2-touchdown game here in the state semifinals. Stevenson needs it right now. We'll bring it to you right after this. Fourth and 6, high urgency time, as you said, Rob Rubick. What's being discussed in that huddle, you think?
Well, I think if I'm Coach Newcomb, somehow I got to get my quarterback, Biagio Madonna, outside the pocket with a little run-pass option. I know they need 6 to 7 yards here, Johnny. But if you get him outside, that gives you an opportunity that maybe if it breaks down, he can make something happen. And that's where the 3 receivers are coming to the left. So look for them maybe do some type of flooding where you're going to someone short, someone medium, and someone deep. And to have Madonna give him some options with the tier read.
Madonna, here comes the pressure late, underthrows it, incomplete. And the Belleville Tigers defense rises to the challenge, and they'll take over.
Yeah, he threw that like he thought Singletary, the receiver that time, was going to continue across. This would be from what Madonna's seeing. He throws it like number 3 is going to keep going. He's back right there. You see him. Someone was supposed to be in that area, and they shut it down because that was not thrown to the first receiver. He's too good of a thrower to do that. All right, if you're Stevenson right now, you have to get a stop. And I'm not talking before they score a touchdown. I'm talking 3 and out. There's only 9:22 remaining, and with your offense, you need quite a bit of time to be able to move the ball down the field.
Underwood on first down, hands it off. Colby Reed. Couple of tough yards up the middle. And still on his feet, pushing the pile. I say a couple of yards. How about 7? So if you're Belleville right now, is this where you say, let's keep it on the ground? We got time on our side?
But these coaches do not listen to me. They don't hear us. They don't listen anyways. They are a couple of riverboat gamblers. I would continue to pound the rock, keep that clock going. You got good running backs. You got a good quarterback. And you got 2 or 3 running backs you can rotate through. Now, right now in the game is Jeremiah Beasley, but your young quarterback has proven that he can run the ball as well.
Freshman QB. Underwood hands it off. Beasley. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down marker. So, 3 and out still in play, although I do believe at this point in the football field, it's going to be 4 down territory.
Coach Crowell is going to take his full complement of the 4 downs on this drive.
There's Madonna, you saw. His linebacker spot, standing behind the big nose, Jason Stewart. There's Adam Leduc. This has been a tough football game. Crisp conditions, it's what it's all about. This is crunch time. Now 8 minutes to play here in the fourth. Underwood got his receiver. First down, Belleville. Just a little pitch and catch. Plenty of time. Delivered a bullet.
We get Tyree Lockett out there. This is called a respect completion, I like to call these. Your corner's playing 8 to 10 yards off because the fear of the deep threat has you, and you're playing soft cover. That's just catch it, throw it outside, take a 5-yard hit. You need 2. But it's got to be executed. Receiver's got to be able to catch the ball, and the quarterback's got to be able to get it to him, and they did a nice job. Now go back to the run game. And look at him throwing it all over.
Little play fake. Underwood with the play fake. Finds the receiver, Rashad Wilson. A little shifty. Wilson still on his feet. Wilson down near the goal line. He gets down to the 1. My mercy. Rashad Wilson, the 5'9" senior. Look at the shifts.
I told you they're going to run the ball. They're just going to throw it outside in a pass first, and then they're going to run it down the field. You see Wilson making people miss. And when you this is when we talk about the open. We talk about outer space. Get the ball outside. Get your athletes the ball in space. Make Stevenson get out there and try to make one-on-one tackles and let your guys make a miss, and that's what Wilson did.
Playmakers in space. Rashad Wilson. They call him Shotty. That's a playmaker in space. Takes it down to the 1. Keep your eye on the running back, Jeremiah Beasley. Beasley met immediately. He's not going anyplace. Jordan Kwiatkowski. Heck, he was there when the football got to him.
This is what penetration can do, and Kwiatkowski has done a good job of splitting offensive linemen the entire day. He has the ability to make himself, we call it make himself skinny, get through those creases inside, and make a play. From the right of your screen, actually, he comes unblocked that time. I thought he was able to slip the tight end. And that's just a good job getting in there, squaring up, making the tackle.
How does 21 go unblocked? But he did. So now, loss of 4. 2nd and 5. Underwood looking for the little post route. Little slant, if you will. Got his man, Trevor Jones, the senior. Touchdown, Tigers.
I think that's a nail in the coffin right there. And this is a freshman quarterback throwing a receiver open. You don't see that a lot. A lot of times they'll throw to guys that are open. When Underwood looks up, Jones isn't open yet. He's becoming open. He's making his cut, but he throws it to where he knows he's going to be, and that is unbelievable trust between a young quarterback and a senior receiver.
Trevor Jones, how about that? And now you got the freshman kicker, Braden Lane, splitting the uprights. And somehow, some way, Belleville has now put a 40 spot on the board. Man, they really got it going. We knew once this offense came unhinged, they were going to be really good. And talking with Jermaine Crowell earlier in the week, singing the praises of his talented freshman quarterback, and now to see it, you can see stuff on tape, Rubes, and I know you watch a ton of film going into this game, but to see it with our own eyes, I mean, this kid can make all the throws.
Well, you know, we talked about the keys of the game. Offensive for Belleville, outer space. Well, they've done it. We saw that last drive. You know, I'm saying they should run the football, but it's what you do is what you do, be who you are. That's what Belleville did on that drive. And then behind the sticks defensively, and they've done that. A lot of third down and mediums to long for Sterling Heights Stevens here today. So Belleville has solved the cue.
It's tough to do.
It is tough to do.
The first time I've seen that. So Stevenson, you know, what a year they put together. I was talking a little bit earlier how their season started. You know, not many teams will open with such a tough schedule like they did. They're losing to Rockford in the first game of the season, but able to get these things back on the rails. Let's get downstairs to Brooke Fletcher. And we'll wait to get down to Brooke after the kick here. Lane with a short one. And they're going to blow this one dead. I think they're going to say, well, we'll wait and see what the officiating crew says.
It's something about how it can't hit the ground right off the tee, I think. I'm not sure how that works. We're going to hopefully get an explanation.
Procedure on a kicking team, pop-up kick, 5-yard penalty, replay the kick.
Can't be having a pop-up kick like that,
I guess.
So pop-up kick, they're going to back him up, they're going to re-kick.
That's a new one.
And Coach Crowell says, we can't be popping up kicks like that, guys. So Kwiatkowski, one of the deep men, along with Cardez for Stevenson. They got an uphill mountain to climb, to put it lightly. Down 21 now. 6 minutes and some change remaining here in the fourth quarter. Stevenson with the chance. Not much of a chance for a return. They'll be lucky to get up to the 30-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. Before we do that, let's get downstairs to Brooke Fletcher. Brooke?
Yeah, this is Belleville's fourth semifinals appearance. Unfortunately, they've lost the last three, including last year's heartbreaker that went into double overtime against West Bloomfield. But guys, they are just a few minutes away from making school history here, going to Ford Field for the first time.
I'll tell you what, that game, and you talked about it too, Rubes, in our open, Belleville didn't need to go for two in that double overtime game, but they went for the win, didn't get it. And that's got to marinate throughout the entire offseason. You come 1 point shy of punching your ticket to Ford. But now they look to be in the driver's seat, to say the least. Madonna, ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Second down.
It's funny how you can watch this now and just see a team playing out of character. This is not what Sterling Heights Stevenson does, and you're playing right into the hand of your opponent, whose strength, as we talked about, is on their secondary, their linebackers in coverage. So this is going to be a tough road to hoe here with trailing by 21. It's uphill climb.
Again, 5 receivers set now for Stevenson High. Madonna, a little bit of pressure, steps up, through it. Cardez can't hold on to it. Seen a lot of drop passes here today. Jaden Cardez, usually sure-handed, and that one goes through his hands. So Biagio Madonna, we talked about this talented young player here, moved from linebacker to quarterback, and we talk a lot when we get a chance to cover high school football, and sometimes I don't know, I won't say we use it too often, but when you say, oh, the kid loves football and just wants to win. But I've been in organized team sports, as have you, Rob. Obviously, you played at the highest level. There are certain guys that you realize winning means more. Some guys play it because they're good. Some guys play it because their parents make them. Some guys play it for the absolute love of the game, and Madonna's one of those kids. Airing it out! Caught! First down, Stevenson. Madonna to Kwiatkowski.
Well, sometimes as a quarterback, you got to throw caution to win, throw it up, and hopefully your player becomes the player you think he is. And Kwiatkowski does. He locates the ball, he high points the ball, catches it right between Caldwell and Lee. And those are two big-time players that he just pulled it down between. I think Central Michigan's getting a gem. And being the voice of Eastern Michigan, I'm not a fan of them getting Kwiatkowski. He's pretty good.
Madonna, Kwiatkowski again makes the first man miss. Kwiatkowski tiptoes out of bounds near the 20-yard line. First down, Stevenson. Not going quietly on the Titans here this afternoon. So Kwiatkowski, two-way player. They say he goes from 4 to 6 seconds from A to B, about as fast as he can on the defensive side of the football, but we've seen him get vertical here on the offensive side as well. He had a pass catcher out of the backfield. This time, 4 receivers set, pressure. Madonna stays on his feet. Madonna still on his feet. Madonna reaching inside the 5-yard line. Man, he is tough to bring down.
That is the second time we've seen Madonna in this game that has unbelievable effort. And he just doesn't quit. You think you got him down, but he's got those thick pins. that stout body, and our tackles aren't going to bring number 6 down. You know, he just keeps going and going and going and chugging his way down the field. These guys got to be exhausted. You look at Madonna, Kwiatkowski, some of these guys at Leduc, they've gone both ways. Jordan Ramsey. And that's one of the advantages that Belleville has, is with the numbers they have, they got a lot of guys that play both ways but aren't playing all the time both ways.
First and goal from the 6. Biagio Madonna with time. Over the middle. Touchdown, Jordan Ramsey. There is a flag.
I think it's going to come back. It's too bad because that's a really nice play. I think you're going to have a legal formation. Too many men in the backfield.
5 men in the backfield. Offense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll replay first down.
You know, I saw it on the formation coming up.
5 of you are in the backfield. We're dead.
And once again, 1, 2, you have 1, 2, 3. You see the motion coming by Ramsey. Yep. The slot to the top is in the backfield. So that's too many guys in the backfield, and you just got to know if a guy's coming in motion, you got to be set. We always try to coach your kids. When you're the end guy in the line of scrimmage, you need to be on the ball. Because whether you're 20 yards out, if you're the offensive tackle, you need to be on the ball.
So that wipes a touchdown off the board. Now it's first and goal from the 11-yard line. Motion again, this time to Kwiatkowski. Knocked down at the 10-yard line. Good pursuit by the Belleville defense. Second and goal. Clock running inside 5 minutes to play here in the Division I semifinal. Coach Newcomb, his 4th season with the Stevenson Titans. A true leader. Madonna, back to pass. Here comes pressure! And he's going to be brought down by Cam Dyson. Back near the 20-yard line.
I think Stevenson's going to use a timeout here, but man, how the worm has turned, huh? Just a little while ago, you're getting a touchdown. Back in the end zone to Jordan Ramsey, but because of a legal formation, you get pushed back, and this allows Belleville to pin their ears back and start getting up the field in the pass rush. And Cameron Dyson, he finishes it off, and now you went from a touchdown to a 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line.
Cam Dyson, Belleville's leading tackler, leads the team in sacks. Add another one to his resume. Talented senior linebacker for the Belleville Tigers. So 3rd and goal, down 21. They've gone backwards on each of the last 2 plays, a 5-yard penalty, and then a 9-yard loss. 3rd and goal from the 20. How many plays you got in the book for this one, Rube? Obviously 4 down territory.
Sure. And I think that's what you have to take into consideration. That's a great point, Johnny. I'm looking at a play that I have right here. They're going to drop off in coverage a little bit. Maybe you throw a screen again. We saw them have trouble in the first half, but maybe you throw a screen or something short, or even a quarterback draw. Maybe go empty set, motion out. Go quarterback draw. Try to pick up 10 of it. That gives you a lot better chance on 4th of throwing for 10 yards into the end zone.
Madonna going over the middle again for Ramsey. Knocked away. In coverage. Devin Williams from his linebacker spot. And also Deshaun Lee.
We're going to look at Madonna. He gets hit. Well, this is the interception right before the half that we saw when he tried to throw the screen right before that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but on that last play, he tried going down the middle of the field, but you had 2 safeties there, and there's really nowhere to fit the ball. But on this play here, if you're Madonna, just got to throw it in the end zone and hope one of you guys can make a play. We saw Kwiatkowski do it early in this drive.
Yeah, really 4th and ball game in a lot of ways here. Got to get in the end zone to give yourself any chance. Down 21. 5 receivers for Stevenson. Here comes the pressure. Madonna steps into the throw. Kwiatkowski stretching out. They're going to say no. Ball hit the ground.
Unbelievable catch, though. I think he catches this, but we're going to look on the replay. I thought they ruled he did catch it. He was out of bounds.
They're going to say it hit the ground. The official's right there. Look at this. Oh, my. That is close. What an effort.
You know, best seat in the house is the official who's right there. Even better than ours. But unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, Kwiatkowski, I think he believes he caught it.
And this kid can play. I see some good football players this year. I know you have too. Look at this guy.
He's an all-around football player, both sides of the ball. And I think that's the correct call by the official. I mean, oh, man, that's just inches away. What a great effort by number 21. And we don't do the whole player of the game thing, but in my book, number 21 has been as good a football player as we've seen out here today.
Yeah, he's going to be on the losing end here tonight. Yep. And I'll tell you what, Coach talked about him. He's right back out there. Kwiatkowski back at the linebacker spot. No rest for the weary. Coach Newcomb said about him, old school player, plays the game 100 miles an hour. Said he's a good example to the underclassmen, how the game of football is supposed to be played. Again, we use cliches. We try not to. Yep. But when people say play the game the right way, you're like, well, what's the right way? You say, watch 21 on tape. And then you'd say, oh, I get it now. There's a flag out there on the field. And we'll try to get this one sorted out. But heck of a season for all the men there in the red, blue, and white. This penalty is going to go against Stevenson.
First down.
There's head coach Jermaine Crowell. It's got to be getting more pleased here. Obviously, the game is not done, but he knows that his team has done what he asked them to do. Come in here, play the way he wanted them to play, execute the way they wanted to, and they're 21 points up with the ball with 3:54. Finally get over that hump, Johnny. Three times he got this far and could not close the deal. Well, this time he has.
Well, and when Brooke Fletcher was talking to him at halftime, ball came loose. Stevenson falls on top of it. So Stevenson not done yet. Number 15, Ahmed Harhor, falls on top of it.
Well, this gets knocked out late. Is that Pitchford running the ball? Yeah, that's the big fella, Pitchford. And the ball, Madonna knocks out and Harhor jumps on it. It's down 21 with 3:47. Obviously, it's doesn't look good if you're a Titans fan. But getting back to Coach Crowell, he's finally got this team over the hump. And this may not be the most talented team he's had, but it's a team that has played together the entire year, tested twice by Fordson. He's able to overcome and get 2 wins against Fordson. They had a setback early in the year against Churchill. No one expected that.
Yeah, and the thing about that, you look at it, that was in week 3, I remember, and then the 2 games against Fordson were so good. But, he says you really can't understand how good you are until you have to go through adversity. And they went through that when he was back at Cass Tech. Madonna scrambling. Madonna still on his feet. Madonna going to be brought down for a loss. Looks to be a big loss on the play there. But just to wrap up the point, he said almost felt like some of the close games they've had, and even that loss has helped galvanize his team. He said when he was with Coach Wilcher at Cass Tech, the 2 state championships that Coach Crowell was a part of, he reminded us on the call, neither of those teams was undefeated. Said each time they lost, it helped us refocus. And unless you've played this game of football, sometimes you don't understand that sometimes a loss can be a good galvanizing thing. Madonna shakes pressure, steps into the throw. Nobody home. And there is a flag in the backfield, the offensive backfield. And you heard the officials discussing a potential late hit. Stevenson's huddling back up.
Yeah, and this goes back to the previous play where Kwiatkowski got it was one of the blocks that now.
Personal foul, blow to the head, defense, number 34. 15-yard penalty, result of the yardage is going to be first down.
Madonna was scrambling out to the left side, and Kwiatkowski picked one of the Belleville, chasing him down. It was a blind side. He did not see him. The official did not throw the flag, and it's something that now it should have been a penalty. The official missed it, and the Belleville side was very unhappy with that. And in the next play, then they get a late hit to the head of Madonna.
Gotcha. Jay Sean
So,
Green.
yeah, it's one of those things that Kwiatkowski's not a cheap player. He's just trying to help his quarterback get outside, and he put the block and took out Devin Williams, and Belleville took exception to that.
Well, so 15 yards in favor of Stevenson. Now the ball's going to be placed at the 31-yard line. Madonna underneath. Ramsey, foot race. Jordan Ramsey, touchdown, Stevenson. Jordan Ramsey been in the end zone a couple of times today.
Well, for Stevenson, it's maybe just a little bit too little, too late, but still doesn't take away from the fact this is a really nice play and a good football player, and Madonna keeps competing. He's able to get the ball to Ramsey in space. He makes a pretty good player, and Deshaun Lee miss. It turns up the field, shows he's got that speed, man. You know, he's going to play in the Mid-American Conference. He better, because the running backs in the MAC can all run.
Coach Newcomb says he has a chance to go the distance every time he touches the football, and that time he did. How about the point after touchdown? Amanda Palmer, number 60 in white. There she is. How about that? Getting in the record books with the PAT. Nice job, 60. Menards bring you today's big money moment. Ruse, what is it?
It's right before the half with just a few seconds to kill off in the half. Stevenson rolls the dice a little bit, tries a screen pass, but not to be very effective when number 50, Camden Weaver, jumps in, picks it off, and shows he's got some scoots taking it to the house. But that's just a huge play. I mean, you go up, you're looking at a 1-point lead going to half. Instead, you're a touchdown down because of not executing and ill-advised screen pass thrown by Madonna, the quarterback. Camden Weaver, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, big play, big swing of momentum in this game. Again, still, you look at it, it's a 14-point game now, inside 3 minutes to play. You know, you're fighting uphill, but you play to the final whistle, and great opportunity for a lot of these kids to have a chance to play in a state semifinal game. Keep battling. Castle, pretty good bounce there, nearly got it. And look who! Did Kwiatkowski knock it free? Wait for it. Stevenson sideline believes they have it. And they do. Oh my gosh.
It looks like the ball is going to be caught clean on the big hop. You're going to see it comes up on the second hop. Looks like it's secured by Cameron Moore, and then Kwiatkowski just lowers the wood and knocks the ball free. That's Moore, goes up. Yep. Looks like he has it.
Yeah, never quite possessed it.
Never did. The ball came
live football.
Next week, we have no replay here. Next week at the finals, we will have replay. So all of these plays, but I think the replays we've seen today, the officials done a really outstanding job. The calls have been solid.
So here's Stevenson. Down 14, crazier things have happened. Madonna, plenty of time. Madonna looking for Ramsey. A little bit of contact in the secondary. No flag. Good coverage by Belleville's Tyree Lockett. I'll tell you what, there was a Deshaun Lee back there in the backfield as well.
Had an opportunity. Ramsey was coming free late. Madonna's having flashbacks to being a sophomore now, where he was throwing the ball 35 times a game here in the second half, forced because of the Belleville lead to start airing it out a little bit.
2nd and 10.
Kwiatkowski and Ramsey and Duke got to be gassed there. Every play.
5 receivers. Here's Madonna. Here comes pressure. Madonna steps up into the pocket, firing over the middle, but throws it into the turf. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
He was close to going over the line of scrimmage that time. The line of scrimmage was the 44-yard line, and
it was pretty close.
Yeah,
it definitely looked close from up here, but I'll tell you what, that's a testament to the job of this defensive front for the Belleville Tigers, able to nearly get home, at least try to affect some throws. Haven't been a lot of chances today for Madonna to step back, plant. He's been flushed more often than not. Here we go, 3rd down.
I'm sorry, John, that front four is pinning their ears back now.
They rush 4. Madonna rolling to his right. Finds Kwiatkowski right at the first down sticks.
Well, they'll stop the clock to move the chains. I'm not sure he got out of bounds. Let's see, once they spot it, we're going to look here. Kwiatkowski just hooking up on the sidelines. They run the Duke a little bit deeper. Oh, he goes out of bounds. They stop the clock, absolutely. Yep, that's a better view there. Thank you. So they'll stop the clock here with 2:27, and you know, stranger things have happened. You watch football long enough, the impossible becomes probable sometimes.
You got that right, partner. What a game.
I'm just tired looking at some of these guys.
Here comes Madonna. 1st and 10 now. New set of downs. Madonna steps up. Madonna going to be brought down.
He's got to get rid of it.
Jeremiah Warren, the junior defensive lineman, comes up and brings him down for a loss. And Stevenson going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I like that timeout by Coach Newcomb too, because you're going to lose 25 seconds at least. And remember, you know, you have the ability to stop the clock now. You understand that you have to score here and you have to get the onside kick. So you can, when you have the ball, you can control the clock a little bit better. But once you give that ball up defensively, it's tough. The only way you can stop it is with a timeout. So he's managing the clock here very well. 2nd down and 13. And I thought Madonna had Kwiatkowski just on a little 5-yard hook. They're giving him a lot of cushion outside. Give him the ball in space, let the 220-pound back do some work.
I still got 2 timeouts, one timeout remaining now. They just exhausted their second. And leading the cheer here for Belleville. Young ladies trying to stay bundled up as best they can. Said kickoff temperature was about 39 degrees. I don't think it's gotten much warmer since then. But I'm no meteorologist. So 2nd and 13, ball is placed at the 36-yard line. We all understand the situation here for the Titans. Madonna, Kwiatkowski gets right down. Do they burn the timeout here? They're going to keep it in their pocket. Trying to move quickly. Even more quickly. Approaching 2 minutes to play. Madonna on 3rd down. Singletary down at the 20. He can't get out of bounds.
That will stop it, Johnny, when they move the chains here to get up on the ball. Have your guys just go on line of scrimmage. You might think about just spiking it here, but I don't know if you have the ability. If you have the ability with your offense to be wasting it down. Almost if you could get a play call there in that situation, it might take you 5 more seconds. I'm not sure you want to actually waste it down, but they felt the time right now is more important than the downs.
So they're all on at timeouts. Did they use the timeout before or after he spiked it? Because that would be a bit redundant, no? Did they use the timeout?
No, I don't think the timeout was taken.
I don't think they did, so apologize for what may have popped up on the screen. They still have the timeout. That was our mistake here. So it'll be 2nd and 10, ball at the 19-yard line. 1 timeout remaining for the Titans. Madonna back to pass. Madonna with time, looking to the sideline. Did he bring it down? Yes, he did. Jacob Kibigoyo. Kibigoyo keeping both feet in.
Watch the middle of the field, though. Well, he actually gets outside too much. What a great catch by Goyu. But Ramsey came wide open down the middle of the field. But here's the problem is Madonna had already turned to the left. So you can't say, oh, you got to throw the ball. He wasn't looking there. He had already turned and committed.
Madonna stepping up. Going to be brought down inside the 5-yard line.
And everything when you do this, when you run in that situation, it's feast or famine. If you don't get in, that clock just keeps ticking away.
2nd goal from the 4. This time Madonna looking to pass. Flag comes in. Madonna crosses body. Touchdown Stevenson, but hold the phone. He had Kwiatkowski on the back end line, but there's a lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, I think
Number 73, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Drake Moore, the right guard. Actually, they got him on a tackle right now. Yeah, that's a nice inside move put on Moore by Jashawn Green, and He had to do the arm bar. It's going to get his quarterback killed. So it's one of those ones you do it and you hope you get away with it. But that time they did it, and that's the right call. And that's the second touchdown here in the fourth quarter that's been called back.
No question. Had Ramsey called back earlier. And now had Kwiatkowski, this one called back as well.
I'm looking for the middle of the field with Ramsey. You do a little cross. He's the two, and he's the middle at the top. Kwiatkowski's inside. Get Ramsey down the middle.
Tons of pressure being applied. Madonna gets rid of it. Kwiatkowski had it for a second. Flag comes in, Rubes.
Yeah, we're going to get either interference or holding defense down the field.
But the arm strength of Biagio Madonna.
Hold on.
All right, a lot to unpack here. We'll get the call, and then there is an injured Belleville player.
Half the distance.
What Madonna?
So the penalty's going to go against
Madonna.
Belleville.
Gave Kwiatkowski the opportunity to catch that ball.
What number again?
I think we're going to get 24 down the field. Possibly.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 24. That penalty is half the distance to the goal, and we'll replay second down.
Yeah.
So that's James
Robinson. And we're going to look here. It's going to happen in the middle of the field. You're going to see Kwiatkowski. He just grabs him by the jersey. He still got him. Oh, he almost came up with that catch. What a great effort. But, yeah, James Robinson, that's a good call by the official. I said this officiating crew's been solid. They've been on all the replays. Any of the ones that could be controversial, when we replay them, what we've seen in here have been solid calls.
I think Jeremiah Beasley, the injured player for Belleville, he was able to come off the field.
You need to remember, too, Johnny, that's not an automatic first down. It's a 15-yard penalty. And people think pass interference at the next levels are automatic first downs. In high school, it's not. You just get 15 yards. If it's not enough for a first down, then it's not a first down.
Great point. So now you've got a 3rd and goal situation. The ball now moved down to the 9-yard line. Minute 8 remaining in the football game. You can see Biagio Madonna got his mouthpiece out. Now plugs that sucker back in. Needs a couple of quick scores. Madonna, ton of pressure. Ball's loose. Stevenson falls on top of it. But how about the defensive pursuit? Aaron Alexander coming in like a heat-seeking missile.
And Stevenson now will burn their last timeout.
Let's take one more look, Rubes.
Well, you can see just coming out the edge, you're in a little twist game, and they also bring pressure from the next level. They bring inside linebacker Cameron Dyson that time. They've been bringing 4 up front. They're like, okay, let's mix it up a little bit. We're going to bring 5 this time, and Dyson's looping around, and then inside pressure as well. That's just a nice job. That's Aaron Alexander getting there, number 25. They had that luxury a little bit, they being Belleville, with the fact that you got some guys in that secondary that can really cover. You can maybe spare one more to go get pressure on the quarterback instead of having to make coverage.
Yeah, so for perspective, they've had a couple of touchdowns, what would have been touchdowns on this drive, but both of them called back due to penalties. So this is it now. 4th and goal, ball at the 18-yard line. Both teams all out of timeouts. Both came into today with aspirations of playing next weekend down at Ford Field. Belleville needs one more stop. Stevenson needs 2 more scores. Madonna over the middle, the Ramsey incomplete, no flags. Now just 54 seconds away from realizing the dream.
Getting over the hump. 4th is a charm for Belleville Tigers. They're going to get away with this win here. They can just take a knee once, maybe twice here, and they'll be celebrating in Belleville tonight.
Genuflect formation, talking with Coach Crowell earlier this week. He was always candid in his remarks, and he said, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really became a head coach last year. I didn't really know, what a head coach was. I mean, obviously you knew what it was, but He said, didn't really know. He said, I was a good defensive coordinator, and I was good with getting kids to go to school. Being head coach is so much more than that. And look at this. Coach Crowell. Does he know what's coming now?
I do not believe he does, because the coaches are always so focused. The game is never over. That clock hits 0.
And they say, hang on. We got one more snap before we get too carried away, boys. But you love the passion, and there's Underwood. Takes the knee. And that's going to do it. What a finish. And what a win for the Belleville Tigers. And the future is Bryce Underwood. Freshman quarterback leading his team to a state finals appearance in his first year as the signal caller. And look at the jubilation here for the Tigers. They've come so close. 4 straight years in the semis, and now heading to the first championship in school history. Going back to what Coach Crowell was telling us, he said, I wasn't as good a communicator as I should have been. It all came together last year, after that loss to West Bloomfield. He said he understood the responsibility better, his responsibility to his kids, the program, the school. He says he feels different about it. All the years that they've come up short helped prepare them for this moment. And he said, I'm confident doing things my way. And right now, it's working.
One thing Coach Crowell, he tries to deflect a lot of the credit. He said, my defensive coaches coach my defense, my offensive coaches coach my offense. But someone has to get these kids to come out. Someone has to get them to play and stay as a cohesive unit, and that's what he does so well. These kids play extremely hard and very disciplined, as you saw on the field today. They had a plan. They had a plan offensively. They had a plan defensively, and they executed the way they wanted to, and that's the way they're going to be at. That's the reason they're going to Ford Field.
It's a fabulous display. And then again, you look at the other side, Stevenson, they've got that thing, as they say, the arrow is pointing upward under head coach Newcomb and what he's been able to do with that program.
Yeah, Coach Newcomb knew they were an underdog coming in today. Obviously, he's not going to tell us that when we're doing our interview with him, but he knew that he was up against, you could just look at the college commits, the type of players that Belleville has compared to what he has. But he said, we don't look at that. We don't care about that. What we care about is, can we come and play our hearts out? Can we play as tough as we want to today and try to execute what we do well? And they gave it a great effort. And you look at what Kwiatkowski did, and Ramsey and Madonna. They just really left everything on the field. Just a little bit too much talent in the orange and black here today for the Tigers. For Stevenson, who put up a valiant effort, but just not enough.
So many great players for that Belleville team. And I'll tell you what, they're going to be a tough customer as they'll take on Rochester Adams in the championship game next weekend.
Yeah. I had a chance to call Tony Petrito's game last week. Tremendous game against West Bloomfield, and that's a team that was down 14-0 today. So they outscored Grand Blanc 40-6 after that with the ground and pound offense. Similar type of team we saw here with Stevenson today. I think they're a little bit more talented in the secondary than Stevenson is, which will be necessary if they're going to have any opportunity of taking on this Belleville Tiger team and coming away with a win.
We heard Jeremiah Caldwell say it. We heard Coach Crowell say it all week. They wanted to do this for the community of Belleville. And did it, they did. That's going to do it for our coverage from the host school, Troy Athens, this afternoon. Final score, Belleville 40, Sterling Heights Stevenson 26. Join us next weekend for full coverage of the state championships down at Ford Field as we'll crown 8 state champions. For Brooke Fletcher, Rob Rubik, and our entire crew, I'm Johnny Kane saying so long. Have a great weekend, everybody.